Hello, everyone. You're doing chest and triceps right now. I actually trained chest and shoulders earlier today.
I have with me.
Obvious that my hands are cold.
Talk to me about your relationship with Destiny or Steven.
That's a girl's name.
I feel like I've outpaced him intellectually at this point.
Just for once in our life, can we focus on what's important, which is hating women?
Hold on, I'm so sorry. my inner misogynist.
I hate dumb women.
Who is Lanny in your chat?
Lonnie's my girlfriend.
Oh, nice. She's a fucking moron.
She's just accused you of being misogynistic. I mean, do you have a response to that?
I am.
I don't think he has one.
Well, no, B. I mean,
is.
come on, B.
I'm being honest.
You're not a misogynist, Destiny.
I hate women.
Oh, my inner misogyny. Hold on.
A lie implies intent. If I tell you I'm gonna be home by, yes, it does, you dumb bitch.
Sometimes I talk to some women and I'm like, man, it is so good for your life that you look pretty.
I just hate women.
Me or her?
All of you.
There is a woman, she's locked in a fucking cage, and it says, not gonna be.
I don't hope for a better world for anyone. In fact, I want my pain to be inflicted on others. I want no one to escape. Even after admitting this, there is no catharsis. My punishment eludes me, and I gain no deeper knowledge of myself. I must return some videotapes.
Same, dude. Yeah, that is from American Psycho. Thanks for the donation, Patrick.
Be freed until she's raped. Okay. Sorry. Oh, okay. I almost hated women for a second there. In the early days of the internet, all of us were racist and hateful because we weren't actually racist and hateful. I'm ready to be fully racist now. I've been promoted to the racist council, okay? And I've been awarded the full rank of Klansman. There's like 5 black streamer guys that just like scream a ton. Kai, Kaisenat.
I'm gonna get down on my hands and knees.
Yeah! Brown eye.
How are you? Donated $2, and he asks, how are you? I am doing horribly. Thanks for asking. My mental health is awful today, and I feel like I'm going nuts. But thanks for the donation. How are you?
Eyes, black skin. You've summoned my racism card. I think the only thing black streamers can do is scream and shout. I think the only thing black people are worth is screaming.
Eat a nigga dick, you mad,
I'm like the fucking slave master that he's like cracking the whip back on. He thinks he's fucking Django.
His family.
Oh Gaines, where have you been all my life? Give us an update on everything. Lifting? Depression? Debates? Buying a house or renting somewhere else? We want the gossip.
Well, lifting's going just fine. I did 290 for a set of 10 on bench today. No debates coming up. We're looking into buying a house, but we're probably not going to buy anytime soon because market's fucked. But thanks for the donation, Prismo.
A plantation. His family definitely owed fucking slaves.
Are you against slavery?
Not intrinsically.
Just flat out, he's a racist.
True. I used to do blackface a lot when I was younger. See a black person, he must have just robbed somebody. He's in a nice car, he stole it. He's walking someplace where he shouldn't be. He's looking for a place to break into. Walking from some woman's house, probably raped her. Progressives think more black people are dying to the cops every year than Matt Walsh thinks kids are getting trans surgeries.
I mean, millions.
So I figured I'd donate the 10th K to the cops instead.
The rioting needs to stop. And if that means like white redneck fucking militia dudes out there mowing down dipshit protesters, then at this point they have my blessing. I wouldn't hire any black people at my store. I love slurs. I like all types of slurs, okay?
It's okay, don't worry, I wasn't gonna be like, yo, say the N-word or something.
Okay, yeah, like we normally do, you know.
How come you surround yourself with so many Uncle Toms? What's going on there?
I guess it just as being the powerful white man, I just, you know, that's what we do.
When I call somebody an N-word now, I just mean that they're lazy or a piece of shit. Not a black person. What a fucking Weasley little liar, dude. This is literally Destiny defending his use of the N-word, okay?
You privately still use hard R in terms of feelings? To me, that wasn't cool.
I don't care. I don't give a fuck.
Do you think that if everyone does what you do and privately made jokes using the N-word, that the world would actually be a good place?
It's possible, sure.
You're the
Own it.
Bernie
Don't run
Sanders
from
of
it.
saying
Just
the
own
N-word?
it.
I'm
Yep,
glad
that's
you
right. The
own
Bernie
that,
Sanders
dude.
of saying the N-word. Amen, brother.
I heard that you defended saying the N-word in private. Is that true? And I said, no. I defend saying the N-word in public. And she was like, why would you ever say the N-word in public? And I was like, well, sometimes black people really make me mad.
You know, after I finish having sex with a man, like, and I pull my penis out, it's brown just like yours. You know, I know what it's like to be a person of color. So, you know, Mr. Stinky Cock is over here acting like he is not a racist when in actual fact he clearly is, and he hates African American culture.
Herbert Weird him playing piano and not debating.
I know what your point is. You said it like
You
50
won't
times.
shut up and let me finish. This whole thing
God,
has me
dude.
trying to get my word in. When you make that stupid racist statement about like, oh yeah, like, you know, well, what if a racist person was doing sentencing, arrests, and charges for black men when it comes to crack cocaine usage? Maybe you missed this while you were hitting your terrible piano note.
Do you think that having sex with a black guy is the same as having sex with a dog? And I said no, but both to me are wrong.
What is the cash amount that you'd be f***ing this dog like a few times a day?
I don't know, probably like $1,000.
Train your animals to consent. Would it be okay to fuck them?
I'm sure we do other things with our dogs.
And in fact, it should also be okay to
Abort 2-year-olds.
So I could have 30 abortions.
30, you could have 35.
A 19-week-old baby.
Unlimited abortion. I hate kids. We need to kill all kids. I hate children.
You abandoned your son to play StarCraft in Miami.
Actually, by then it was League of Legends.
These are
The age
good.
of consent should be 0 years old. You should be able to have sex with like 1-year-old children.
You're playing Minecraft in a cave looking for diamonds. That's funny. I'm in the same cave looking for miners, because my sexual attraction to miners is major. Can't even play hopscotch without popping a rager. Always been a pervert, so I accept the insults. When I was a kid, I fucking molested adults.
Wait, hold up. What is the name of that song?
I can fantasize about whatever I want.
What the fuck are you fantasizing about?
Whatever he
told
wants.
you.
Anybody have new child porn?
Are you trying to have sex with your child?
Yeah, all the time, dude. Plenty of people have had healthy incestuous relationships.
He calls himself a sociopathic psychological abuser.
True.
Openly.
Yes.
He said these things.
I just see you going out and telling mentally ill people to kill themselves.
I don't know all the answers. Except for how to f your mom in every single style possible. I know all those answers.
Do you see what the poll says?
Only time I make that face her
Is when I'm
fucking her mom.
another. Shut up.
What? Which is
I make a lot of your mom jokes. That's what I'm saying.
About her
A
mom.
lot.
Well, no,
And
hold
my-
on. Wait.
And
Wait.
my
Not
sisters.
her mom.
Yeah.
Our mom. Because we're married. That's my mother-in-law.
What does her mom think of these types of jokes?
If she saw any of them, she would have been in my
You're gonna have
DMs
a
right
Swedish-
now. I was too busy f your mom.
We're in Laguna Beach?
No, he's
She lives
in
there.
Miami. I am in
I only go down to
Miami.
visit her mom.
Just can't keep track of all your ladies, you know, every time
That's
I see
what it is.
a new chick.
I can keep track of her mom, don't worry. I'm probably gonna watch her mom's video on sucking dick. The last one I fucked was your mom, twice.
When I fill up your mom with a load or two, then you open the door crying because you thought this dick was for you.
Just so you guys understand what you're watching, this is the first time a double blinker has ever been attempted inside of Lowe's, okay? Just so you have some respect for what's going on right now.
Cheers, Yodi gang.
Black women have big round booties.
Wealthy blacks also commit more crime than poor whites. That's a fact.
Wait, what?
I'd feel like I'm going insane too after listening to that queer can lie to me and pretend to have anything worthwhile to say on geopolitics while he chokes on noodles. I bet he's never felt an Armani silk tie or filmed themselves having hardcore sex.
Yeah, that guy was a fucking dumbass, bro. That was a pretty funny conversation, but yeah, that guy's a dummy. Thanks for the donation, Patrick.
In the holy war, we will make them die in the holy war.
Okay, let me just.
Oh my
throw
god.
cat.
Oh. That's a good cat. Alright. Destiny and Melina drama. Let's check it out.
Melina reaches out to me for the first time in like 10 days, okay? 12 days, okay? Because she's blocked me on everything. And now she's like, oh, we should talk. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's interesting. We hop into a call, and I think like the first thing I say is like, I'm irritated by a couple things.
Dodo Nutiller, so Destiny is racist. I wouldn't say he's racist. Why wasn't this in that compilation? How can he claim to be a liberal?
We talked about like you like, just to be clear, you did say it's basically morally neutral to torture an animal to death, like skin it alive and kill it, right?
Correct, yeah.
You'd consider that morally neutral?
Yes.
Okay, so would it also be morally neutral to go over to that island where the indigenous people live? Would it be morally neutral to tie them all up and like rape them all to death, even like the little children?
Yeah, it would have to be, yes.
Really?
Assuming we're assuming in this example that this is a group of people that could never ever grow to respect social contract, right? So
okay.
when you say children, I kind of wonder, do you mean like people that could be like integrated into society that could grow to be part of, like, because if that was the case, then obviously no, that would be abhorrent. But if this was like a group of beings that were for some reason incapable of ever respecting social contract or other people's right to live, then yeah, of course you would have to say yeah.
Okay. That's some crazy shit. All right. I don't know.
Yeah, I was just dumbfounded at that. But thanks for that donation, Dodo.
One thing I'm irritated about is that my ex-wife has reached out to a ton of people. I'll say at least 5 mutual friends have alerted me. I have no idea how many other are affected. Basically saying that I've lied about a ton of stuff and that I am abusive. Where I guess abusive means I've lied before or cheated. That's like what abusive means now, I guess. Which is chill. You know, I'll go with that. Sometimes we roll that abusive lifestyle.
Ben Boy donated $2. Let me see.
Jeffrey finally opens his negative canthal tilt crusty eyes. He checks the time and it's 3 p.m. He stays.
Hello, VG. Would throwing someone a surprise birthday party be considered a rights violation? If so, why, or if not, why?
Only if that surprise birthday party involves surprise sex. Thanks for the donation, Melon Pants.
Stayed up until 6 a.m. last night playing Fortnite and eating junk food and smoking weed. The first thing he does is jack off twice, and the third time he starts squirting nothing. He then scrolls on his phone for another 2 hours. It is now 5 p.m. He finally has enough courage to get out of his room and go get some food. His late breakfast of choice were donuts and cinnamon rolls. Jeffrey, you've got it all wrong. He then proceeds to go on Discord to talk to his Roblox girlfriend, only to find out that he's been catfished by a man. Jeffrey then proceeds to ask himself, why is my life so shitty all the time? Adonis wakes up at a frozen lake in the middle of Iceland. He then proceeds to run all the way back to his home country. On his way, he takes down a couple bulls and bears to feed his family. He comes back to 17 loving wives that cook and clean for him. After this, he runs all the way to North Korea and takes down the communist regime.
That is literally Hamza.
I want each of you to grab your balls right now. You should feel those 2 testicles as normal. But what I want you to do is take your 2 fingers, particularly your middle finger and your ring finger, and I want you to gently rub upwards against it. And if you feel like a clump of mass, kind of like a bag of worms, I'm sorry to tell you, you have cancer. More and more men are developing this kind of condition, and particularly on their left side. Now the real question is it a coincidence that most people have their wallets on the left side? If you think about it, most people just have the receipts on the left side. And just think about all the PFAs just leaching into your balls and giving you cancer.
That is also exactly something Hamza would say.
Breathe into your balls. Your dick should literally move every time you breathe. And if it doesn't, you're not breathing correctly. There are 2 ways to breathe. You either breathe like a bitch, or you breathe like Adonis. You should be able to jack yourself off just by breathing. But you want to be a Jeffrey, and you don't even want to breathe correctly.
Yeah, he's been saying that shit a lot too.
Jeffrey wakes up every morning staring at his computer. He spends the first 2 hours of his day scrolling on Reddit looking at porn videos. On average, he busts about 3 nuts before even getting out to bed. He doesn't even clean up after himself, he just nuts on the wall. He tells himself he's gonna go to the gym and fix himself, but he never is up for it. He constantly simps over girls, but they never pay him any attention. Adonis automatically wakes up with 7 women already in his bed. He takes time to go to the gym and work on himself. He has his own business and works on himself constantly. He doesn't seek validation from anyone and only trusts in himself. His main purpose in life is to spread his seed and to repopulate the earth. He doesn't sit around all day. Like all of Jeffrey's ancestors before him, he's not a loser.
Those are some good Hamza impressions. Thanks for that donation, Ben Boy.
Do you believe the rumors Hitler was Jewish?
Well, they weren't just rumors. If you track down his family history, his grandmother very likely had kids with a Jewish man. So it's not just a rumor, it's pretty likely. I would say it's probably more likely than not. Thanks for the donation though, Gray.
Turkish male actor Rick Arkan is the most handsome and nice person of all times. His height was more than 190 centimeters. He had perfect body physique, green eyes and long, thick, shiny smooth hairs. Tariq Arkan's incredible facial beauty and charisma is unmatched.
Well, that's good to know. Thanks for the donation, Adonis Gigliardo.
Is it possible by the time a future vegan society might consider culling predators to protect more lives, technology could exist to instead use a drone/AI network system to provide lab-grown meat to carnivores and protect wild animals in less harmful ways?
I mean, it's possible. Whether or not it's probable is a different thing. I don't know if we'd ever have enough resources or interest to spend that kind of time and energy to give lab-grown meat to carnivores and also have like weird robots preventing them from interacting with herbivorous animals or prey species. Doesn't seem possible. But thanks for the donation. Go vegan today.
Yeah, that's it's a little bit annoying that every single person that Melina talks to, and then every single person Tim talks to, and then every single person that these two people talk to, are basically being told that I'm like an abuser and a liar, and just like all sorts of other like insanely unhinged is a little bit, I'd say a little bit annoying. That's one thing that's irritating. And the second thing.
Donators, where did Hamza get Jeffrey from? Why the name Jeffrey? And when did he start using the Adonis Jeffrey analogies also? I have no idea. I don't know exactly when he started using the Adonis Jeffrey analogy shit. And I don't know where he got the name. Might be from the incel community. Who knows? 6 Republicans file case that gets Trump disqualified. Trump supporters be like, show me proof that crimes are illegal. Yep. That literally is Trump supporters. Mainland China will reunify with Taiwan. Chinese President Xi Jinping told senile Biden during the San Francisco visit. I don't know why U.S. media is making a big deal. It's pre-gone conclusion and an inevitable historical event. Deal with it. Fucking moron.
We've got another nightmare scenario potentially, Katie Lines, for this administration. NBC reporting this morning, just a bombshell story, the Chinese President Xi Jinping bluntly told President Joe Biden during their recent summit in San Francisco that Beijing will reunify Taiwan with mainland China. This according to 3 current and former US officials. Now, the timing has not yet been decided. Apparently, this is by peaceful means. Katie, what's the reaction in Washington to this one?
Well, as you said, John, this is a major story because, of course, it comes at a time when China is seen as becoming more aggressive toward Taiwan, but also a time when the U.S. is trying its best to normalize relations with Beijing. As you said, this is a conversation that took place just over a month ago in San Francisco. Yes, timing is uncertain. Yes, Xi Jinping said he would prefer that this happen through peaceful means, not by force. But this really underscores how difficult the Taiwan issue is for this administration, which still technically abides by the one China policy, tries to exercise strategic ambiguity when it comes to Taiwan. But President Biden has also been on the record saying that the U.S. would come to Taiwan's defense if attacked. Attack, of course, would implicate that it is actually attempt to take it by force. But still, this idea, John, that China does intend to actually bring Taiwan back more solidly into the fold, it creates a problem for the U.S. that is really trying to be supportive of democracy in Taiwan, but is really reluctant to weigh in on the independence question.
Well, that's worrying. Thanks for the donation, though, Dodo.
thing that's irritating is I don't like being called a liar, okay? Maybe I shouldn't have leaked anything the first time when I got upset. I probably shouldn't have, because I should have waited longer and typed out something more formal. I probably shouldn't have. But yeah, I would, yeah, I don't know why, I don't know why you call me a liar. Over, yeah. Yeah. Does she actually weaponize therapy? Melina weaponizes everything. I remember we got into a fight in Vegas.
Really, Hitler himself was Jewish, then how could he have hated Jews so much?
So some psychologists have thought it's a weird self-hating issue, or it's a way of dealing with insecurity of him being Jewish. Who knows? Thanks for the donation, though, Dodo.
Because Tim was spamming her phone saying, if you want to raise kids, you can't do it in a poly relationship. Or with an American. Like, just like random shit. And I'm just like, why are you arguing with this person about this? This is retarded. And we got into a huge fight over this. And I remember one of the things she says to me in the fight.
You can skip the first 2 minutes and maybe speed this up. Would you consider this hate speech? This guy is a supposed former Zionist and sounds brainwashed.
Let me take a look.
Power to realize that we can make a difference and we're not bound to these structures. And we, through mass nonviolence, can cause an end to the genocide. We can cause a lifting of the siege on Gaza. We can cause an end to the apartheid, illegitimate Zionist settler colony. And we can cause a right of return for all Palestinian refugees and their offspring to return back to Palestine because they were systemically displaced 75 years ago with the Nakba. People need to understand there are no two countries here. There's not Israel and Palestine. There is Palestine.
There is Israel and Palestine.
And Israel exists on top of Palestine. Israel exists because it eliminated Palestine. And
You could literally say that about every single territory on the globe.
Palestinians. So Israel is not legitimate. Israel needs to go away. Israel needs to be dismantled and composted. And what needs to happen
That is literally retarded.
is there needs to be Palestine. And those who behave can live there. And those who want to destroy Palestinians and commit genocide, that is not an option right now.
Funny genocide, even though the population's doubled in like 10 years.
So I just need people to understand. We need an immediate ceasefire, of course.
Great example of a self-hater.
Let me take a look.
So a classic post.
Okay, I'll look at that in a minute. Thanks for that donation, Emma.
But it is not enough for an immediate ceasefire. An immediate ceasefire is the first essential and crucial step.
There is never going to be a ceasefire because Hamas...
These people are just evil.
Yeah, I agree, Dodo. Thanks for the donation. Okay, this guy's just fucking retarded. He's just sounds like a fucking... pejorative term for gay people. Thanks for the donation, though, Dutchie.
Let's say someone bullied someone else to the point of depression, harassed them very immensely. Would that be considered a rights violation if it has nothing to do with bodily autonomy? Is rights as in someone's desires irrespective of their body or not?
Yes. Bullying could be considered a rights violation. So it depends on exactly what constitutes the bullying, how it's being conducted, but there is a term of like harassment that can be considered a rights violation. Thanks for that donation, though, Melon Pants.
from a lazy Balrog. Black Air Force Energy. Started Amazon today, and I quit. They need slaves, not me. I said exactly what's wrong with us. Too lazy to work, too entitled to grind it out. And of course, I had a few niggas I had to block and ban on my shit that really didn't understand why the fuck I said that. Now, what I mean by that, exactly what's wrong with us, too lazy to work, too entitled to grind it out. We just had this motherfucking conversation. How, for some reason, black people, we don't ever want to work from the bottom. We want to get ice instantly, get hot fire whips instantly, get a big ass, take this job. The white, see, that's the thing. I was gonna do this play where, I got like this little plug with the homie that got like the cannabis shop, and I could basically just make his deliveries and then kind of get some of the same money. And on top of that, shit, I could actually do this crypto shit. So I got the crypto shit popping. Then, oh yeah, hold on. I got this new hustle too where I'm helping the homie. He's teaching me how to help clean niggas' credit. So that's 3 jobs right. Don't really want to work. We want that fast track money, which is why we doing smash and grabs and robberies and things like that. Because we trying to get that fast shit. We don't want to start from the bottom and gradually get it. We want the shit instantly.
All right, well, low tier god's racist. Who cares?
React to this.
Well,
I shall. Let me see.
back to the comments section. I'm Brett Cooper. So today we are talking about Will Ferrell. And no, we are not talking about his iconic video of him being the DJ at his son's USC party, even though that was fantastic. We are talking about something a little more cucked and a little less fun. So obviously he is one of the most legendary actors of this generation, of this lifetime.
I'm kind of a big deal.
But sadly, he has become woker and woker as time has gone on, which is no surprise because he has been deep in Hollywood for most of his life. But all of this is a shame because Will used to parody these same corny takes that he now fully promotes, that he is fully parroting to the masses. And today we're going to talk about how all of that happened. Before we do, though, make sure that you like this video, subscribe to this channel if you have not already, and ring that notification bell so that you never miss a comment section or off-the-clock episode. All right, so Will Ferrell has slowly been sharing his progressive side for years now, and for the most part, I try to turn a blind eye because
Vegan Joker $22. Why are you promoting Red Bar? He is anti-vegan.
To 10 p.m. The kitchen
I
is
was
open
reacting to him.
until 10
Okay,
p.m.
who cares? Don't care. Thanks for the donation. Thanks for the membership, Pharaoh.
Watch this video if this is what Israel is doing to you. Agree with this tactic? Feel free to watch in 1.5x you ADHD no attention span skipping ass motherfucker. Also thoughts on IDF bombing the escape route?
I don't know, dude.
Israel typically
Israel
goes to
deliberately targets civilians. I don't care. Good. As far as I'm concerned, everyone in Gaza is a fucking piece of shit. I hope fucking Israel targets more fucking civilians. They're not vegan, and they can eat shit. So kill all the babies, kill all the women and children, kill everybody. I don't fucking care. Stop sending me stupid fucking shit.
I think he's hilarious and so endearing. I just watched Spirited for the first time just last week. It's that Christmas musical that he was in last year. Oh my God, it's so much fun. Everybody should watch it, by the way. Like, you're going to listen to me talk crap about Will Ferrell, but then you should actually go watch that movie because it has amazing values and it's so much fun. And you guys know how much I love musicals. Anyway, all of this to say, even though he says ridiculous stuff, I do find him incredibly endearing and so talented. But I think everybody realized that he was going down the wrong path when he joined the infamous celebrity COVID sing-along that really saved the country in such a dark time. Everyone was locked up, depressed, dying, and probably out of work, but thank God we had these celebrities to save us, including Will Ferrell.
No need for greed and hunger.
Said, I have so much respect for the celebrities who refused to do this. Yes, them or their PR me, because you guys know I enjoyed that movie. I bashed the patriarchy in 2023. Oh.
Russia has owned Crimea and the Donbas for over 7 years now. Almost entirely ethnic and Russian-speaking. They all support and want to be part of Russia. So just like how Israel took land from Palestine, you accept that it's Israel's now. Crimea is Russian.
That's interesting because your mom, like, you know, says the N-word a lot, and I guess that means she's owned by black people because she speaks niggerish. So I guess I own that pussy. Fuck you, 21st Savage. Eat shit.
Pound 250 and say the keyword baby. Again, that is pound 250. Doesn't mean that women are less than at all. It means that we have different strengths. We bring different things to society and relationships, but we can't ignore history and ignore the fact that our world has been built on the back. And that literally is all.
This video is just fucking stupid. Why did you send me this? Who fucking cares?
She's like, are you even on your meds today? Maybe that's why your mood is so like, damn. Melina, you're going in. I don't think she meant it. I think she was just trying to find shit like funny, but it was a good insult. I'll give it an 8.5. Jesus. Who do the mutual friends believe? So one of the issues, let me say this right now, okay? I need to organize thoughts, figure out what I want to say, what I don't want to say, because
Okay. No more stupid shit. Only cute shit now.
Oh wow, it's an owl.
Come on, demon! We're gonna go this way!
That's a very pretty owl. Wow, look at him. Oh my god. Oh my god. Look at that little chubby bunny. That's amazing. Oh my god. Wow. It's a really interesting color pattern. It's a really pretty cat. Thank you for that, Dutchie. Appreciate it.
I don't want to just like leak all the details of my relationship. If for no other reason, because it's just dumb. And it makes everybody look bad, and it's just stupid. Like, I need to go over all of it. But just like a little update, I guess, on where my brain is at. Somebody asked, who do the mutual friends believe? I think prior to a few weeks ago, I think most of the mutual friends kind of believe Melina, because there's this like really irritating trend where, and listen, I say this to everybody, okay? If you don't believe me, okay, I don't know what I'm saying to you guys though, because you don't have access to these people. So if you don't believe me, go talk to other people, okay? And I have messaged people, I have asked people, do you feel this is accurate? Do you feel this is true? The issue is that, let me invent a story. This is truly invented. It didn't happen. There's no resemblance of reality here, okay? Let's say that like I'm sleeping and Mel comes into the bedroom and she has an air horn and she thinks it'd be a funny prank to like press the air horn, okay? Let's say that she does that and it wakes me up and I get so irritated. I wake up and I just slap her. I'm like, and then I chill for a second. I'm like, sorry. And then she's upset and then I'm upset and we argue and then we separate, okay? Let's say theoretically, let's say this event happens, okay? The way that this would work, okay, this isn't like tongue-in-cheek, I'm completely making sense, but like to demonstrate a point, the way that this would work is if I was complaining to a friend about Melina's behavior, this is what I would say, okay? I would say, Melina is super upset. She woke me up with an air horn, okay? And it super triggered the me, and I hit her, and I absolutely shouldn't have. That was stupid. I understand why Melina's upset, but like the air horn shit like triggered the me, okay? But like, yeah, I mean, obviously I probably shouldn't hit her, right? This is how I tell basically every story involving me and Melina's problems to every single mutual friend, and has been for the history of our relationship. When Melina tells a story to a mutual friend, Melina will say, yesterday I played a harmless prank on Steve and he hit me for absolutely no reason. And I think he always like harbors these feelings against me. I don't know why he would hit me. I don't even know if I feel safe here anymore. It's horrible. That's how Melina tells stories. So for the history of our relationship, every single mutual friend.
I don't know why he would marry a girl who's like that, because clearly she's either dishonest or incredibly emotionally immature.
We'll get like I try to give like the most balanced story I can, and then for Melina it's like the most one-sided, unbelievable collection of facts. It's just like unreal. So the problem is that when Melina goes and talks to mutual friends about things, and then I talk, Melina always sounds like the good guy, because like I'm trying my best to do both sides and she's just dumping on me. Yeah, so it's just like, it's very annoying. Now that I've had like way more time, I say way more time, it's like 2 weeks or 10 days, 12 days. Now that I've had like more time out of things, and then I'm looking back on things, and then when I review things with friends, I can see that this like pattern has been so strong and so unbelievably like transparent in the different approaches to things that it's just like the most wacky shit in the world. Sorry, so today my shit was delayed. Like I said, has she done this with you about other people? Yes, Melina does this to everybody.
Are he and Melina still married? Makes me glad I never got married.
I'm pretty sure technically they're married, but they're separating, so they still have to go through a divorce process, but they are separating. Thanks for the donation, though, James.
One of the things I complained to the therapist about, I also make these complaints to Melina, but Melina never acknowledges any fault or wrongdoing with anything, which is frustrating. But one example of this was like Darius, for instance. Melina was 100% unequivocally wrong and exaggerated / lied about everything having to do with the Darius situation. But because it ended up in a place where she didn't like, she emotionally rewrote the entire history of their interactions to make it seem like Darius was like a clingy, abusive loser the entire time. I won't go into too many details of that because, like I said, I don't want to I have to figure out like which stories are relevant, like because I don't want to do this whole like, oh, I'm spilling everything. I just want to have like this. I just want to fight two really widespread impressions that really bother the out of me. One is that like I'm this horrible, abusive, one-sided, terrible person that Melina like escaped. Okay, number one. Number two is I don't know how many people now have heard insane things about me behind the scenes now because holy when I talk to some people and I'm like, have you heard this story? And they're like, yeah, isn't this when you did that, and that? And I'm like, is that all you heard about this? That drives me crazy. And then three, I don't like the fact now that Mel and Tim are on their streams like basically saying I'm lying about things, which is also driving me crazy. It's like I'm not lying about it. Why would I lie about anything related to our lives that is so easily verifiable? I would be so stupid to tell lies about these topics that you've told everybody about because everybody knows them. Tim is the meme text guy or whatever. Yeah. You do give off low-key abusive partner vibes. Yeah, I do that because of the way that I talk about my relationship and the way that I express myself on stream. The reality is I'm a complete pushover on every part of my fucking life. Well, no.
Hamza donators. Hamza, as some points go, self-improve yourself, miserable asshole. Sure, I'll do that. Thanks for the donation, Hamza.
Richard, you should be thankful you are a man. Who knows how much more bitchy and angry you would be if you had to bleed out of a vagina 7 days out of the month.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'd be a pretty intolerable woman. Thanks for the donation, Dick.
But that's not true, actually. I'm not anymore. I just was in my relationship, but that's done. Thank God. Okay? Holy shit. Would you say this is largely a male thing, or do you think this is a meme ticks guy thing? I don't know how much I'll get into that, but one thing I will say that minded me for a long time is I think almost every single initial read that I had of Melina was incredibly accurate, and I'm very upset that I let so many people push me off of what were really strong gut feelings about my wife that I spent 5 years with. I know who this person is. I think Melina is incredibly intelligent. I think that like the Tim guy, and we might get into this more, I think he is like an abuser or manipulator, but Melina has all the power in that relationship. And in retrospect, I see like how everything works. And
any new Frank vids to see?
Let me take a look, James. He just has 3 new shorts, that's it. That was, cringy and pointless.
I'm sorry. Don't leave me. I'm sorry.
He's getting very lazy. Yeah, he's lazy and ran out of ideas. Well, that was awful. That was really bad.
everything makes so much more sense when I when I go back with like my initial gut feelings and everything, now I understand everything. But in this other world where I have to say like, oh, like this is happening, blah, 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 I have to like, I'm being very vague and everything. Sorry. I have to put together, I'll put together more, I'll put together something to what I want to say on that. Yeah, fuck. Has this shifted your...
I did my security exam today. There was guy who was Punjabi playing his Punjabi music out in loud in meeting. I told teacher she didn't give a shit and I want his ass because I was answering the questions and get good marks pass my exam.
Well, good luck with that, Shades. Hopefully you are able to get retribution for that Punjabi guy. Thanks for the donation.
How long were they married?
I believe Destiny and Melina were only married for 2 years. So, they've been together for longer than that, but I think they've only been married for 2 years. Thanks for the donation, though, James.
Perspective about the Bob 7 stuff at all now? No, Bob 7 was also a piece of shit who was talking mad shit about me behind the scenes. I don't even know to this day if I've ever publicly revealed why I knew he was talking so much shit about me, but it wasn't all through Melina. There was a lot of stuff that I knew he was saying about me behind the scenes. So it wasn't even all Melina on that. Destiny, this is giving me I am such an empath vibes. Usually people who say they are pushovers in a relationship are the ones doing the pushing.
Hey. I don't watch your live streams, usually only your videos. I get that you don't like Islam. But you can't deny what the IDF is doing to Palestine is genocide. You are vegan. How can you support this?
Yeah, right. The IDF is committing a genocide in Palestine even though their population is increased and they've actually killed fewer people than they've dropped bombs. Israel's just really bad at using explosives to kill people. Oh my fucking god, dude. Oh yeah, fucking genocide, right. This is after they've dropped... I don't even know if this is fucking real, by the way. If that's actually Gaza.
Hi VG. I hope that you are doing great tonight. So I went to the pizza place that my work got that vegan pizza and got the biggest option smile also. How much to headbang to this masterpiece?
That is a bad song, so I don't think you could pay me enough, but that's nice that you got a nice big pizza. Thanks for that donation, Ben. What the fuck was I saying about this genocide horseshit? Whatever, you're a fucking dumbass.
Sup dude. Whose channel were you watching yesterday where they interviewed Andrew Tate a faggot at the end before hanging up? That shit was hilarious. I was away from my phone when you were watching it. I got my lifting shoes in the mail, should be sick.
It was Red Bar, this guy's channel. And that's good. Lifting shoes should make squatting feel much better. Thanks for the donation, forgot my namification.
All this drama makes me want to run for the hills.
I mean, I like hearing about people's relationship problems. I think it's kind of like interesting. It's kind of like watching a good murder mystery, you know? But thanks for the donation, James. Cock donated $2. He's a cock.
To a terrible life of pain, agony, and suffering. These animals are born in cages. Chick-fil-A murders 2 million just like us. Chickens want to live. Just like us.
Millions for a meal.
Just like us.
All animals want to live.
The only way to handle psychotic, fascistic, vegan protesters. Nom, 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 nom.
Well, that's that. Are these guys natty?
Chips. Chips.
Not yet.
Not yet. Cheapies. Oh.
Chicken.
Yeah.
Love it, damn it.
I love you too, right?
Yeah. Be a help?
I got this, I got this.
Fishy chips!
Yes, I think they're natty. Are you gonna give Aaron P a Christmas present? I don't know. Thanks for the donation, cock.
I don't care he is Punjab, but respect my peace when I am doing my exam, but he didn't give me respect.
Yes, I can understand wanting retribution. Thanks for the donation, Shades.
At Illuminatia because the IDF is doing the world a favor reducing the world of Holocaust deniers and Muslim extremists and terrorists. Because terrorism isn't vegan. Vegan for Israel, bitch.
Yeah, fucking based. Israel also has the most vegan military in the world, so, you know. I think they're, it's an ideal scenario for a vegan military to kill non-vegans, so I support the genocide. It's so fucking stupid how people call it a genocide, but thanks for the donation, Grey Knight.
I agree with you. I agree with you 1,000,000%. And listen, if at the end of the day you don't believe any of the shit I'm saying, then go for it. Knock yourself out. I don't, listen, yeah, believe what you want. Didn't we know the Bosnians? It was more than that. It was people that were never brought up even. Yeah. The thing that I'm trying to skirt the line right now on, because I know like a year from now, or actually a couple months from now, why did you let Darius get dragged if he wasn't lying about the Mel?
Veggie's forethoughts got it right, moved to the woods, hide from meat flakes and braid his pubes.
What happened to him? Because he kind of, like, fell off the earth. So, if he did do that, maybe he did get the right idea. Thanks for that donation, Bloodnut. Flesh Trumpet. I'm just gonna go get my sweater. I'll be, back in a second. Ugh.
Situation? Because it just was.
Here's what the vegan pizza looks like that my work got me for the pizza party so that I wouldn't feel left out. The biggest vegan one was called Thick Sicilian and it was 16 by 16 inches. Yum.
That looks good. I'd get it without cheese, but that does look good. Thanks for that donation, Ben.
I usually don't intervene in other people's shit when it's personal because I don't want to drag like personal stuff. Like I argued with Mel behind the scenes, and I think I talked to Darius behind the scenes. But when two people are fighting personally, like if Erudite and someone else, or like Nick and somebody else had a fight, like
are you and Destiny friends? We're not exactly friends, but we get along. Before y'all were disgusted with each other, did Israel-Palestine change that? We were never disgusted at each other. But we get along.
Echo Chamber Jibber Jabber has all this shit to say when it comes to Hamas doing bad shit, but when the IDF does bad shit, oh we now am angry jibber jab baba gains. All my cock-riding simpletons just say shit in agreement for cow shit brownie point.
Well, yeah. The IDF is expected to do absolutely everything perfectly to unrealistic, stupid level standards, but then when Hamas does the most insanely fucked up shit, like setting children on fire, they're just defending themselves. It's just fucked. Thanks for the donation, though. Vegan Gains loves skates. Or sorry, Vegan Gains loves latkes. Or latkes.
Like, I'm not going to sit here and bring out, like, the private, like, oh, didn't you say this privately? It's just not my place to do it. It's not, I never feel like it's my place to do it. Yeah. I'm trying to think. Does the therapist know about that trait, talking shit to other people in Mel? Yeah, of course. It was one of the huge things that would come up over and over and over again. But she always had like an excuse for everything. I'm just trying to think like where I want to, because there's just like one or two quick things I wanted to run over, and then I'll probably do a more comprehensive thing. Why do you think that she isn't going to leak or talk shit? Melina will not leak or talk shit about any of this because she knows that everything about this makes her look like a f***ing satanic demon. She knows that. She's threatened it a million times, like, I'm gonna start leaking everything. Oh, yeah, let's go. Okay, if you really want to, holy f, because my reputation is already zero in regards to our relationship. Everything thinks I'm a horrible piece of shit. We want to start leaking shit, we can do it. She knows that she looks horrible though. And her reputation is always been spotless as far as like relationships is going. Like, she knows that. That's why her and Tim were like, wow, we're gonna talk.
Let's see. Booba donated $2. The bitch in the middle is thinking, lol, what a retard.
How the nails going?
How feel?
Oh,
yeah, that's your comment. Yeah, done.
Perfect. Now, you can go in the water, please.
Will?
Go in the water.
Water.
You know, is that colander? A bit more, and then we're going to take it out. And stir it out, please.
Yeah, sure.
He did it wrong. Thanks for the donation, Booba.
Lionheart is not even vegan. He eats fish and chicken and still claims vegan. I went to jail, but at least I'm not delusional. Cope Lionheart. Ban him, VG. Ban him. 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 Bar.
Alright, I'll be sure to ban him. Thanks for that donation, Christy Stinky Hole. Barnacles, don't need tellers. These guys are disgusting. LMFAO.
Excuse me, ma'am. Can I get my large fry? Okay.
She literally had her hands in her butt.
What the?
Well...
Look at this fucking guy scratching his fucking ass in front of fucking Taco Bell. What type of nasty shit is that? Like, you ain't even digging the wedgie out.
The Chancla.
Well, I guess she did that. Well, that's how Corona spread. The fuck? Okay, thanks for the donation, Barnacles.
Buddy, like Buddy, you do get him not agreeing with you, right? Video I sent that you almost prolapsed over explained why the IDF is probably just indiscriminately bombing Palestinians civilians, who probably some are vegan. They want genocide. Jabber on.
Yeah, right. Again, Israel has dropped more bombs than they have killed. So less than one person has died per bomb dropped. Don't know if you know how bombs work, but they're kind of powerful, and they have this big area of effect where they have a tendency to kill multiple people. So either Israel is really bad at aiming bombs, or you're a fucking retard. Thanks for the donation, dipshit.
What up, my nigga gains? Got something to tell you. You is a bitch nigga, you is a bitch nigga, you is a bitch nigga. You're such a stupid fucking retarded dumbass no good lying pretending prying ass cunt bitch sloppy degenerate jury in writer shaman Hammon.
About we're ready. No, you're not. I don't say shit. You know you're not. Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. The only things that I want to do though is I want to make sure that like I don't want to be thought of as a liar. That irritates me. I don't like the idea that the impression is that like I'm an abusive person, and I want to give like a very broad accounting of like things that have happened because I don't like the impressions that exist of me like relating to a lot of this stuff. But what I have to like be careful about is I don't want it to be like I hate Melina, which I do by the way. That bitch. She has everything that's coming to her. Thank God. But I don't want it to be like, because I hate her, now we're leaking 6 hours of like our private life to make her look bad. That's not like my goal. And that's not even for her. I don't care. It's just, it reflects poorly on me. And it's not like the character that, I don't think it's becoming of like high character. Yeah. So I have to like sort through like what I want to do on that. If you say that Melina was scheming, why did you want to briefly hold on to the relationship last week? So what am I looking for? God, fuck. Just make sure I'm not like end up saying something I don't want to ever elaborate on later on. What happened over the last couple of days? So, fuck. What am I? What made you believe Melina over Darius when they had their drama? Did you just take Melina straight face value? What? No, I never believe Melina. That's why I didn't say shit about it publicly. I don't have shit to say. I let them fight over it. That was also their fight too. Yeah, I want to. Yeah. Oh God, I shouldn't have said anything. No, I guess. Basically, okay, so here's like, I'll give you this is like the really, really broad macro, and then I'll figure out how I want to like talk about this. Because it's probably, when I do this, it's going to be like an hour or at the most talk, and then I'm moving on from this, okay? This is going to be some huge back and forth fucking league war. But something that I've said is that for a long time, because of my background and everything, I try to assume all the responsibility for everything, because if there's a problem and I can't fix it, then I just say, okay. In some ways, it's really beneficial for work. In some ways, it's really not beneficial, like personal relationships, because sometimes it's hard for me to assign accountability, or it's hard for me to realize, like, okay, well, I'm putting in like 99% of the effort here, and they're putting in 1%. Like, I need more. This is not like an equitable exchange of who's trying to make like a particular thing work. That was a huge problem that I ran into with Melina. The two things that I was like balancing my head on was, or trying to balance in my head was either like Melina is like this really kind of like toxic, manipulative, like piece of shit who's like super self-centered and is like actually about as smart as I thought she was, and is like really good at kind of like aiming in intelligent directions and being like manipulative and doing things like for reasons that make sense. Or on the other end, she's just like, she's still growing, she's like emotionally developing. Some other person is like kind of with her mind a lot and like confusing her a lot of things, and she just needs time to like sort stuff out, and she's just kind of like easy to take advantage of for blah, 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 blah. So I was kind of like rotating between these two worlds. I think on December 7th, Melina and I had another conversation here, and that conversation ended horribly. I was beyond triggered. And I told her she had to pack her shit and get the fuck out. By the time I got home on the 9th, she needed to be going with all of her shit. I didn't want to see her again. I needed her to get the fuck out. So that was the night that I started, I had a short conversation with her in DM.
Needed to clip this, it was too good. Don't be mad at me for the clickbait title. Watch this video if this is what Israel is doing to you. Agree with this tactic? Feel free to watch in 1.5x you ADHD no attention span skipping ass motherfucker. Also thoughts on IDF bombing the escape route?
I don't know, dude.
Israel typically
deliberately targets civilians. I don't care. Good. As far as I'm concerned, everyone in Gaza is a fucking piece of shit. I hope fucking Israel targets more fucking civilians. They're not vegan, and they can eat shit. So kill all the babies, kill all the women and children, kill everybody. I don't fucking care. Stop sending me stupid fucking shit.
Russia has owned Crimea and the Donbas for over 7 years now, almost entirely ethnic and Russian-speaking. They all support and want to be part of Russia. So just like how Israel took land from Palestine, you accept that it's Israel's now. Crimea is Russian.
That's interesting, because your mom, like, says the N-word a lot, and I guess that means she's owned by black people because she speaks niggerish. So I guess I own that pussy. Fuck you, 21st Savage. Eat shit. Thank you for the donation, Dylan. Appreciate it. Drive through Chronicles donated $2. May you enjoy these videos, lad. Cheers. Let me see.
These potato chips, everybody. She just took it. She just ate these, licked her fingers, and put it on food. On our food that y'all are eating, she just ate them. Licked her fingers, and then did it.
If the Republican 2024 presidential candidates were to do this, President Biden would automatically win the presidency. Would you agree with this candidate's plan? Lol.
Let me take a look. Withdraw his name from the Colorado ballot in protest to Trump's name being withheld. Dude, what a fucking moron. Good, do that.
Pledge today that I will withdraw, I pledge to withdraw from the Colorado GOP primary ballot unless and until Trump's name is restored. And I demand that Ron DeSantis and Chris Christie and Nikki Haley do the same thing, or else these Republicans are simply complicit in this unconstitutional attack on the way we conduct our constitutional republic. I refuse to be complicit in that. I think what they're doing is wrong.
Yeah, good, do that. Sabotage your political career, you fucking moron. Dude, Ramaswamy is such a fucking idiot. Thanks for the donation, Ben. Booba donated $2. Let me see. That fire became serious very quickly. Cheap hydraulic oils plus flammable aluminum dust plus inoperative fire suppression system equals Satan's call. Huh. Yeah, that is a bad fire. Thanks for the donation, Booba.
You guys need to take and make sure that he's fixed. I want all y'all to know that. You want to do it on live? We is at McDonald's, and this girl over here took and dug into a Cheeto bag, licked her fingers, and then grabbed the customer's food. My name is She. Bitch, you just punched my goddamn face. You did too, hit me in my face. And it's on camera. I don't care, you're going My wallet.
Hey, you're not allowed to get in the store. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out.
Oh shit.
Get out. Get out.
Oh shit.
Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out.
I don't know why getting fast food has to be so complicated.
You better get my shit. That's what I thought.
They get that ranch. Did she climb through the window? She didn't climb through the window.
Peak vegan recipe.
Let me take a look.
What is up, YouTube? Drinking all day, thinking to myself, what can I do for a video?
Alright, we'll react to that in a minute. Thanks for the donation, Bloodnut.
She climbed through the window. She climbed through the window. Oh, drink for me.
All the stuff for my alcohol is a tiny bit of peppermint schnapps, but everything else has been good and drinking up. Nom 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 nom. So I take these avocado slices, and I want to make these sons of bitches into French fries. Try and sell.
If you were shown with certainty that an afterlife existed, and there were two options, eternal pleasure or eternal torture, the only way to not be sent to the eternal torture afterlife would be to eat meat in your present life. Would you eat meat?
I guess I would eat meat because the infinite torture sounds horrible, so the type of suffering that I would cause would be less than what I would have to endure if I didn't, so say on the net, that would be a better moral decision. Thanks for the donation, though. Jabre is something. Doo-doo donated $2. Statistically, 95% of the victims on October 7th were non-vegan, so surely you support Hamas actions on October 7th by your own logic. No, I don't. Thanks for the donation, jackass. Dodo donate $2 videos.
You look amongst
Okay,
Hispanic voters.
react to those in a minute. Thanks for that donation, dude.
Something different here. Some people might be like,
Ew,
if
what
they
the
don't like
fuck's going
potatoes,
out of his
get
nose?
Avocado.
Ah,
Toss them
gross.
up quick. All those deep fry and get tasty anyway. I'll take some of those pliers, get in between those cracks and fucking peel this sumbitch open. We're gonna have ourselves some beans. We can eat them beans. Nom 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 nom. As drunk as I am, the fact that I pulled this shit off, let's see. Yeah, it's a good beans to eat when you're drunk. I should be way too shit-faced to be performing these activities. We're cooking in front of this fryer. I'm a little bit sweaty at the moment. These are looking pretty damn good, though. I've definitely had enough alcohol to drink. Holy shit. Dip, 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 dip. A whole lot of ranch. Deep fried avocado slices. Yeah. Let's get a little bit. Stir that around.
Ew, is he eating the
What kind of
fucking
juice?
shell?
Yeah.
The fuck is he doing?
That YouTube. Advertiser us with anything. Once you
Okay, that guy is fucking nuts.
You're not gonna get 72 fucking virgins if you murder. It's a fucking lie. Could you imagine a man and a woman who are married? And the man...
He's trying to, but she's harassing him.
The woman is in love with him. The guy murders himself. He gets 72 fucking virgins. What does she get out of it? What does she fucking get out of it? Huh? Does she get 72 fucking dicks in her mouth? Is that what she gets? Because you get 72 fucking virgins if you're a martyr. Does Jesus use her language? Does Jesus use her language?
Does Jesus use that language?
True or not?
Does Jesus use that language?
Does the Quran say that
use
you're
that
gonna get
language?
72 fucking virgins if you marry yourself? Is that true? Because what is the woman out? The woman that you marry, and you marry her, and you love her, and you're gonna fucking murder her?
She started us
Out of my fucking face. You get out of my fucking face. Get the fuck away from me.
Stop harassing people.
Get the fuck away from me.
You're following you, Mike. You're following me, bitch. Get the fuck out of here. Grab your milk and go. How'd you even end up here? How'd your drunk ass end up here? How'd your drunk ass end up here?
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. What do you want?
Crack
or do you know what date is? Month?
Listen,
on their
I
way.
know
can't do
exactly
nothing.
where I am, okay? And I know exactly who created you. Get your fucking hand off me, motherfucker!
He didn't even
You
touch
touch
me.
me again,
You guys,
motherfucker!
come this way. She's not gonna follow
You're gonna
us.
see what happens to you. I fucking dare you to fucking touch me one fucking more time!
We're like, you got room to
Shut the
talk.
fuck up.
Who are you talking to? Second, because
Christ, to
maybe
forgive
you
for
should
your
ask.
This is pretty good.
Yeah.
She's arrested.
You have any
You
fucking
should ask
idea
all
what
the
you
gods.
just did?
You're acting.
I think you need all the gods in your life.
Yeah, that's fucking good.
Richard, when you going to grow a dreadlock fringe? I want to see you looking like an emo rapper. Paint your nails black and get some chromed out chain chokers. That look paired with your epic monotone delivery would be flames. For real, on Goddess.
Alright, I'll be sure to do that. Thanks for that donation, Perfect Cell.
First of all,
Help! Help! This man's trying to hurt me! Get out of here.
why?
Leave me alone, you drunk driver.
Why are you acting crazy?
Because I saw you throw that bottle out.
I didn't throw any bottle, lady.
Bullshit, I picked it
There's
up.
no
It's got your
bottle.
fingerprints on it.
Okay,
And I called the police.
show me the
about
bottle. Show me the bottle.
it. No, I don't have to show you. All I have to do is show you.
You are just insane.
Get
You
out
are
in front of me.
crazy. You are crazy right now.
Get away!
Kid Boo, $22, all facts.
Modern day females, bro, have no skills, no hobbies, no real interests. They just wake up, surf the internet for a bit, get offers. They kind of just load through the world, just like, woo. The reason why is because they don't really have to have any skills or talent to do anything. If you're attractive enough, you literally live life on easy mode. A lot of it.
There's a level of truth to what he's saying, but if you're good looking or not, you have to pay bills. So he has this like weird idea that if you're a pretty girl, like people just buy everything for you, which is retarded. Thanks for that donation though, Kid Boo.
Hey! Help me! This man's trying to rape me!
I'm just recording you.
You have no permission to record me.
I have every permission to
No,
record
you
you.
don't. Help!
I have every permission to record you.
You better move your fucking car.
I'm gonna move it right now. I'm gonna move it right now.
Dirtbag!
I just don't know what video you want to be under. Like, oh my gosh, she says she's gonna follow me home and she's gonna kill me. That's what she said right now. She said, I'm gonna follow you home and she's gonna kill me. That's exactly what she said. Exactly what she said. She said she's gonna follow me home.
Okay.
That's my skirt.
Yeah, get right. Get right.
Y'all ass and everything.
Get right.
Ready, set, go. What? Oh shit! You good?
Okay.
Same hypothetical, pleasure/torture afterlife. However, each animal that you eat a part of will go to the eternal torture afterlife. Do you eat meat? You're required to eat meat for sustenance, not just a one-time thing, or you will go to hell afterlife.
Well, obviously, eating meat would be immoral then because you'd be dooming many, many other animals to eternal torture, so... Thanks for that donation, though, just something or whatever. Booba donated $2. Thoughts. Graphic content. I think I've seen this clip before. It's not a good idea to touch that. Yeah, that is insane. Thanks for that donation, Booba. All right, Dodo videos.
Look amongst Hispanic voters, we basically have a three-way tie between Donald Trump, Joe Biden, and RFK Jr. He's getting 31% on average of the last two Quinnipiac University polls. It's his best racial or ethnic group. He's doing far better amongst them than he is among white voters, and slightly better than he does among African-American voters.
I mean, but this is incredible. You know, when you hear, I just keep this number up for a second, people talk about this race, everyone understands Kennedy is playing a role right now.
Yes.
But it's still put forth as a two-horse race.
Yes.
And that's not a two-horse race.
That is not.
That is a 30-30-30, which is incredible.
Who cares?
The only group that I don't do well in are baby boomers. I believe the reason is that they get their news from television, from MSNBC, from CNN, and then from the New York Times and the Washington Post. If that was the news bubble that I was living in, I would have a very low opinion of myself as well.
I think there's another reason why you don't.
RFK Jr. does poorly in any demographic that reads the news. Unless they're getting their information from like radical or alternative media sources like Alex Jones, he does poorly in every demographic.
Do well with boomers. The day you took your shirt off and started doing push-ups, you pissed off a lot of boomers. Yes or no? I think when people saw how jacked he was, they're like, wait a minute, take that video away from my wife. I don't want people to see this. Honey, how come you can't bench like Bobby can? Anyways, that's just my speculation. A little bit of research for you.
Thank you.
We had horses, right?
Right, yeah.
Okay, with horse and buggy?
I understand what a horse is.
Okay.
You don't have to act
All
it
right,
out.
okay. So then we invented cars, and we say, well, how do we know how powerful the car engine is? We measure it in horsepower, you see? Because it's more powerful than any other engines before, so it's measured in horses. And to this day, NASA will still report the power of rockets in horsepower, which is completely absurd, because no matter how many horses you string together, they will not elevate into space, okay? We had horses. We're returning to the moon. I'd like to see us continue on to Mars, but the motivation has to be there. Otherwise, we're just not going to do it. What's the motivation? Either you can make a buck or there's a geopolitical purpose for doing it. And what might that be? Oh, China said they might put astronauts on the moon. Oh my gosh. So all of a sudden, we say that's the next thing we must do. So here's what I want China to do. I want the Chinese to leak a memo. Doesn't even have to be true. Leak a memo that says they want to put military bases on Mars. We'll be in Mars in 10 months. We're returning to the moon.
That is true.
There's some mysterious pressure in the vacuum of space that is forcing the universe to accelerate in its expansion, which we call dark energy. I've written about this because I lose sleep over this fact. This dark energy in the future will render the universe so large, having accelerated so significantly that all the galaxies of the night sky will have accelerated beyond our horizon. And all the galaxies are the source of our knowledge of cosmology, of the Big Bang. Everything we know about the history of the universe comes to us from these galaxies. If they accelerate beyond our horizon, the next generation of cosmic explorers will only have the stars of the Milky Way to think about. There would have been an entire chapter of the universe ripped from their view. And they will be trying to contemplate an understanding of the universe without a significant part of what its past was. And so I lose sleep wondering, today, was there some previous chapter ripped from the universe itself?
Profound. Donator, look at these beautiful pictures of the capital city of Sana'a in Yemen. Fuck. Yeah, it does look pretty. It's too bad Yemen's an unlivable shithole. Looks pretty though, but I would not want to live in Yemen. If that was a place in Europe or Canada, would you want to live there? Also watch. Probably not.
Ansarullah releases a video capture of an Israeli ship. Let me tell you something, okay? These motherfuckers, bro, they were...
That wasn't even an Israeli ship.
More vegan recipes.
Let me take a look.
I gotta clean my stove. God damn it. Alright, you got all your french fries. And as you can see, that's bubbling.
Oh my god. Why is that oil like literally a black sludge?
That's bubbling.
How the fuck?
So what we're gonna do is just...
That's obviously burning and it's way too hot.
Yeah, we're gonna...
It shouldn't be bubbling like that.
Grease to splatter, so... Let's just drop them in there like that.
Oh yeah, that was good. You're not even supposed to cover the fucking lid either.
God damn it! Stop! Fuck my life, YouTube. I need salt. Well, you know, that was real fucking smooth of me, too.
Yeah, King Cobra JFS's cooking videos are great. Thanks for that, nation. Vegan Gains, Pringles, and Cock.
Were unshackled.
So Hassan is supporting the Houthis.
When these guys say something, they're doing it 100%. They have an air force? Of course, bro. Yemen is a country. What do you mean? It's like saying Iran has an air force, question mark? Yeah, they do. It's pretty wild that they're doing Rust. Like they're doing... This is literally Rust.
Hassan is so fucking retarded, dude.
Yes, these are Houthis, chatter. Why are they capturing the ship? They said that any ship that they can get their hands on that's like an Israeli ship, they're gonna
They're capturing all ships because they just want to make money. It has nothing to do with, oh, it's an Israeli ship. No, it's been proven they're just targeting all fucking ships. Doesn't matter if it's Israeli or not. They just want to steal it for their fucking money, dumbass.
Intercept.
Fucking moron. How is he not, like, seriously, how is he not banned?
It's pretty wild. Like, it's, no matter what your perspective is, you might think it's up to do this to civilians, and it certainly is. But, like, you can't, at least I can't help, but these dudes just went from, like, being genocided to, like, taking over Israeli tankers. Like,
Do you think Destiny is a simp for accepting an open marriage? In my opinion, that's one of the weakest positions you can be in as a man, especially with his situation and all the value he brought to his life.
I don't think he's necessarily a simp, but I think the dynamics in that relationship were really fucked, and it seems to me that he was getting, like, walked over. And he just, tolerated way too much. Thanks for the donation, though, Tool. Dodo donated $2. Think about what Neil deGrasse Tyson said, and it's true pretty soon on cosmological scale. If the universe doesn't just randomly collapse or the nature of physics changes, then galaxies other than our own will be outside of our cone of light, unobservable. Yep, it is true. Oh well, thanks for the donation, Dodo.
In a matter of months, dude, that's crazy.
Yep, and now the U.S. military and Navy are getting involved, and they're all going to get fucking wiped out. More genocide, yay! Go U.S. military, go Israel, genocide them all! Fuck you, Hassan.
Yeah, it is the biggest glow up of 2023, for sure. Side point, but how are the crews of tankers strapped by now, not strapped by now? Are you kidding me? One, international law. Two, if they were strapped, they would get slaughtered. It's better that they're not strapped. Damn, don't let the Somalis see this or they'll level up their little skids, the Helis, Lamau. They want to defend capitalist tankers with the love of the game. It's all about maximizing leverage. When you are a force that is a military power that is like resisting against like much larger forces in the region, you engage in acts like this specifically because you want to make the occupation costly. That's the goal, right? And
they're greedy fucking terrorists, and they're just trying to make money.
And the Iranian-backed axis of resistance against Western imperialism in the region is doing so with that purpose in mind. They're not like trying to...
3 turkeys, adorned in mystical feathers, perform a turkey-stellar satanic vegan ritual around a tree. Their cosmic dance forewarns meat-eaters of a transformative Thanksgiving fate.
Wow, those are some beautiful turkeys. Thanks for the donation, Turkey. Dodo donated where are the crazy, insanely aggressive Chinese fishing vessels when you need them? Yeah, seriously. Can't we just send them to the Red Sea right around Yemen's coast, piss them off, and blockade them? Would be funny seeing Houthis try to board them and they end up getting dead. Yeah, I'm gonna fucking laugh when the US Navy and shit starts intercepting fucking Houthis and just blowing up fucking helicopters, their stupid fucking jets, whatever boats they're using, and then see Hassan cry and say, colonizer, colonizer, capitalist fucking scum. Fuck Hassan, dude. Like, holy fuck, this guy is just so deranged. It's unreal.
Steal the tankers and whatever the fuck's on the tanker so they can like have fun with it or whatever. They want to make it so that it's costly. Now, next time they send a tanker down the line, they have to use military. They have to use like the Navy. They have to use the Navy now. That costs money. That costs soldiers. You're also risking their lives. Now they can, if they send military ships alongside a cargo ship, then they're out in the open and can be domed by missiles. And for every naval ship that you send with a cargo ship, that's a naval ship that could be elsewhere intercepting missiles or some shit, right? It's how you engage in war. War is not done on the basis of like, I killed this many people on that side and they killed this many people on my side. It's more so done on trying to...
So what Hassan is saying is Israel should just turn fucking Gaza into a literal parking lot and also just bomb Yemen, just take out any fucking hostile targets in the region, just commit an actual genocide. That's what Hassan's saying. Because it'll just cost too much money otherwise. Thanks for the advice, Hassan.
Hassan does a good job at verifying my belief that intelligence is one of the most overrated traits needed to become rich. Not even kidding. It's ridiculous.
Oh yeah. I don't think you're going to find as much of a correlation between intelligence and wealth as you would expect. Thanks for the donation, though, Unicorn Jizz.
Make it as costly as possible for the invading force. It's about attrition. You can't go anywhere. You have to be there. So you use as much of your you use your limited resources to max out the opposition's resources. The cargo won't be worth even to have a new Navy ship babysit. They're either way. Yeah, I assume that there's like a lot of... I'd take that screen off image. Wait, what? That banner is spicy, bro? Wait, what does the banner say? The translation of that shouldn't be kept on screen? Oh, okay. Well, I have no idea what it says, so I don't know. Doesn't matter if the cargo isn't worthy. There's also a deterrent for other commercial ships to go to Israel. Yes. That's basically what it is. It's to make it costly. It's to stop, in a weird way, when like the American left or the global left stops like a weapons transfer from going into Israel. Like they are low-key participating in a similar thing. Not to sound like a reactionary right-wing guy, but you are technically doing the right thing. It is the moral thing to stop, weapons from going into Israel. I think so. I think that's the correct thing to do. But that's what the WHO...
Oh, my fucking God. What a clown.
These are doing as well. These people are living embodiment of the quote, it's not the size of the dog or the fight that matters, but the size of the fight and the dog. Yeah. Didn't they warn the Israeli shipping beforehand? So under Israeli logic...
Jesus Christ. He is becoming, like, more and more unhinged and retarded. Lionheart donated $2. Know what I have to do, but I don't know if I have the strength. Will you baptize me with vegan blessing once again, Supreme Leader? I am vegan once again. Do you feel it? I feel it. Yeah, fuck it. Gluck, 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 gluck. That's good to hear. Thanks for the nation, Lionheart. Dodo donated $2. Imagine being born 4 billion years from now. You would only see your own galaxy when you're in Earth, or the Milky Way, or another galaxy. It would be physically impossible to see any more than your own galaxy. You would never know other galaxies existed. Yes. That would be something. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
One of the things I hate the most is that, like, Melina is so smart what she's trying to be. And I give her props for it, okay? I am f***ing unhinged, okay? That night on the 7th, I'm literally like, I'm off, okay? I'm completely gone at the seams. And then I start DMing her, and these are rough DMs, okay? I'm like, you f***ing selfish piece of shit, blah, 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 blah. And all of her responses to me are like really cold, pretty loving, in like a cold, detached way, very logical. And she's also like denying some things that like she's fessed up to in the past. And I'm just like, fuck you obviously don't, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I'm like, I remember thinking at the end of this conversation, like, this conversation looks unhinged. I look like a crazy person. But whatever. You know, we do that shit. I don't want to go to sleep because I don't even want to see her. And then I start like typing shit in chat, which I shouldn't have because I was stupid. I just start like typing shit, leak shit. I shouldn't be saying anything because I should take time to calm down and blah, blah, blah. And then afterwards, I fly off to, where do I go? I go to LA to hang out with a friend. And then I do 2 shows. What am I doing? I'm doing Jubilee and I'm doing that Whatever podcast. And while I'm there, I've got like, I think 2 days separation between us. At this point, for the first time in my life, now I'm soliciting feedback from a ton of people to try to like adjust like my priors and try to figure out like what's going on, blah, blah, blah. At this point, I send like a huge apologetic message to Mel saying, listen, I shouldn't have leaked anything at all. I understand I make your life difficult right now. I'm being really unhinged. I think she had me blocked on all the socials at this point, so I passed a message through Nina. I'm like, listen, like, I understand you can keep me blocked for as long as you need. If you want to reconnect or chat, we can like figure things out, or not, like whatever you're comfortable with. I understand, blah, blah, blah. That was like my message to her. Then I came back to the US and then I had a meeting with Stacy, our therapist, because I'm trying to figure out, like, I can't tell if, because Melina.
Donator donated $2. Let's react to some dumb vegan deterioration vids. Like, they're all the same. This person looks old.
Is Destiny vegan? And Melina?
No, they're not. Neither of them are vegan. Thanks for that donation, James. Yeah, I'm not really interested in watching your dumb videos, dude. Thanks for that donation, though, donator.
It always tells me, like, I love you, I'm trying to work on this, let's do what we can, blah, blah, blah. And then all of our mutual friends are like, oh no, Melina loves you, Melina really does, she's trying to blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay. Man, a lot of the actions, like, they're really hard to believe. And it's like, well, that's because you've been so mean to her. It's like, okay, well, she does like a lot of really shit. Like, yeah, but that's because of you. And it's like, okay, maybe, but like some of this is really hard to explain. Well, that's because of 5 years of trauma. It's like, okay, maybe, I guess, right? It's all good. So I talked to Stacy, and Stacy's like, yeah, like, you should aim for this outcome instead of like f***ing everything up and then doing this outcome. And I'm like, okay. I have like a 3-hour meeting with her. I have like a 2-hour call with a friend. And I have my shit ready to go. I already had the manifesto made. I've already got everything typed and ready to go. I typed it the night that on the 7th when I told her to get the I already had everything put together. And then I come home and I look at it.
Aaron P donated $2. Let me see.
Oh. Oh. Good boy, go. Go on, Jen. Oh my God. Well, she didn't want to go.
That is dangerous. Thanks for the donation, though, Aaron. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get some ice cream cones. I'll be right back.
Okay, me. Take a deep breath. She's still your wife. Let's chill. And then I do the cuck stream, okay? Come on, and I say I shouldn't have leaked anything, which is true, I shouldn't have, because I wasn't like in the right headspace for it. I say I shouldn't have leaked anything. You chill. Yeah, and I think I'm just basically apologetic. I leave the door open. You know, if Melina wants to connect again, that's fine, blah, 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 blah. And then I stop. And then we go stream, we do whatever. After this, I noticed a few passive-aggressive, I think, tweets or something from Melina. If you guys ever wonder why I have such good relationship advice, because I know every mistake to make, I make all of them simultaneously. So obviously, I've created dummy social media accounts to follow everything, just to see what's going on. Obviously, okay? Yeah, I know all the unhealthy tricks, okay, because I do them, okay? So yeah, I'm following it, keep tabs on everything. Well, let's see, what are we tweeting about? What are we storing about? And I see like a few, I see a few passive-aggressive messages like, man, feels so good to be back in. And you're like, okay, whatever, bitch, okay. But that's fine. I say my piece, it's whatever. We do my birthday party thing. I'm chilling, okay. No happy birthday from Mel. Stings a little bit, but you know, maybe she doesn't remember my birthday. It's all good. And then I think I'm chilling. I'm okay at this point. I left Mel in a good spot. I go to stream, and I think we're just streaming. I've got like friends that are coming over. Everything's cool. And then we start rolling. And this is when I find out a lot of people start messaging me things. And then I'm getting like messages from things that she's seen other people. And these messages are like, I'm so glad I got out of there. I never want to go back to this horrible blah, blah, blah. I realized how much of an abuser he is. And he was always like this, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what the f? And I'm seeing some of these messages. And this was in response to the cuck stream I did, where she was like, he shouldn't have even done anything. And I can't believe that he even went live again and tried to make everybody sympathetic for him. I'm like, the fuck? And then after this shit, I start getting it. I'm like, okay, hold on. Do you remember when Sansa says to Littlefinger, she's like, she uses his game against him. She's like, sometimes when people, whatever, I like to play a little game or whatever to like assume the worst intentions. So then I like go back. I'm like, okay, let's pretend that like my original hunch on how Mel was moving for the past 2 months, what if that was like actually true? And then when I go back and I retrofit on everything, every single action that I thought she was doing for a particular reason, everything makes sense. I'm like, fuck me for letting every person talk me out of this initial assessment of things where, then I realized like, I'm still being kind of vague. I'll figure out how much I want to say this in a future thing. Sorry. I'm just getting to today. Past all of that, once I see that now she's like reached out to God knows how many people, even a therapist. No, I'm not going to argue with my therapist. But yeah, once I see that she's reached out to God knows how many mutual friends, who the everybody in Sweden probably thinks I'm like an abusive, horrible piece of shit. And I'm like, okay. I don't even know. What do I do past this point? Let's see. That would have been 14th, 15th. What have we done the past few days? I think I just stream. I think I feel good again. I feel good after I see those messages. Oh, I remember what I do. I see those messages, and as soon as I see that, I think it was on the 13th, I'm like, okay, this. Run to the attorney, and I say, divorce papers, print them up, and then, I tell Mel, these need to be signed by Monday, end of day, or shit is going to get catastrophic. We're done. Sign the shit, get me the here. So that's what happens in the background for that. So we do, papers are signed, notarized, all that shit, and then papers are filed, court accepted everything. And then the next, let's see. I'll say that today, Melina reaches out to me for the first time in like 10 days, okay? 12 days, okay? She has, because she's blocked me on everything. And now she's like, oh, we should talk. I'm like, oh, okay, that's interesting. We hop into a call. And I think like the first thing I say is like, listen, if you want to argue or have a chat about anything, that's fine. However, one of the things that, okay, let me give this piece of advice to people, okay? And I fully admit I might just be really Death Note brained or debate brained or attorney brained or internet drama brained, or I don't know, okay? So I'm giving you this warning, okay? I'm giving you this warning for this piece of advice, okay? I'm so tired in my life of people weaponizing feeling statements against me, and I'm so fucking tired of friends both sidesing our disagreements, because a lot of the disagreements that me and Melina will have or have had historically are statements of fact. There's no room for disagreement here. And I hate how many people will say things like, well, I understand you said this, but she feels this way, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, we're not arguing about a feeling right here. This is like a true or false fact. I don't understand how we're having a both sides perspective on this, okay? Record shit, log shit, have shit. Don't let people do that to you, okay? Don't let, and I'm not even saying they're gaslighting. They're just trying to be understanding of both sides. But like, it is important to establish like a fact pattern before you develop like narratives and feelings and opinions on them, okay? That's really important. I've gotten a lot better at that, especially over the past 2 weeks. Holy shit. Well, in regards to my relationship. For everything else, obviously, I'm fine with this. But just in my relationship, I was like super blinders on for this. But yeah, so basically, Melina reaches out to me. We have a call, and she basically tells me that I owe her for money for her apartment, and that I, like, if I want to do what's moral, because I made her leave the United States and pay to fly all of her shit back, that I should pay her like $100,000. And I'm like, whoa, you're out of your mind. And the way that this conversation starts is, and this is the funniest thing. Initially, she'd like sent this message through a mutual, and then I responded back, and I was like, oh no, like maybe Tim can get a job, and you guys can, work for this money, good luck. I was very passive aggressive. I admit that. I sent a really nasty message when she asked me for that. Just to be clear, it was like, hey, remember you told me you don't care about the money, you don't care about my help, you don't care about me doing taxes, you don't care about any of that shit. All you want is somebody to cuddle with you for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Well, there you go. I got it. Good luck. Figure it out. I'm sure you guys will. Power of love will, help you with your paperwork. 100%. Okay, because that's the only thing that matters. Remember, it's the only thing that matters in life. I was super passive aggressive in that message, but then when the call starts, Melina's like, this call starts. She's like, I just want to know where you're at, and I'm like, what do you mean? And she's like, well, I want to know where you're at because of that message you sent 2 weeks ago. And I'm like, well, I'm at the message that I sent 1 hour ago. And yeah, we argue for a bit about this. And then it's just like a 40-minute call of, and now that I've like grown into like Neo when it comes to our relationship, now I can see like every single lie and every single like pivot and every single attempt. Like Every single thing I'm like, well, do you have a log for that? Or can you prove that? Or can you show that this happened? Because I have a whole bunch of stuff that says the exact opposite. And it was just like lie after lie after lie for things that I've let her lie about in our entire relationship that drive me insane. And it felt good. It felt good to pick the bullets out of the air. Again, I'm not gonna like dive into like everything, but I'll say, for instance, one thing, because this was kind of public already. Something that I've said about Melina is that Melina emotionally rewrites everything. So, for instance, so now when she talks to people about me, I've always been an abuser. I've always been a horrible person, blah, 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 blah. She emotionally rewrites the history with everybody based on her current state.
Dude, like, this whole situation is so fucking bizarre and stupid. So she leaves Destiny for some like weird femboy retard who wants to kill himself. And then like after he gave her this ultimatum, like, okay, well, then you could either be with that guy, leave, or whatever. She leaves. And then she comes back begging for fucking money when she realizes, oh, things are expensive. Like, what the fuck?
One piece of unsolicited dating advice I could offer from my personal experience: don't go for a person just on the basis of them claiming to be vegan. The last bitch I tried to start something with was an alcoholic, smoker, conspiracy theorist, and ate honey.
Well, yeah, obviously. Don't know why you'd even need to give that advice, but yeah, you shouldn't date somebody just because they're vegan. Thanks for the donation, though, Bend Over.
Or she'll rewrite the facts based on her current emotional state.
Dodo donates, look how good Brian looks. He looks 24 not 46, don't you think?
They have to go to bed on time within 30 minutes of their bedtime for 7 days straight. Otherwise, they have to give the $50 bill to someone else. It's meant to call attention to the price you pay for aging and make it tangible and real.
He looks about 46. He looks good for 46, but he looks about his age. What a disgusting, horrible person. Would you rather kill this person or make them go vegan?
Let's make chicken nuggets. First, we'll select our chick. He's perfect. Then we'll...
I'd rather kill them. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
So one of the things Melina starts telling me is like, you owe me this because I abandoned all of my stuff in Sweden for you. And it's not fair that like I moved to the US and gave it so much and I abandoned so much in Sweden for you. And I'm like, no, you didn't. You abandoned New Zealand for me. And she's like, no, I abandoned Sweden. I couldn't go back after I blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, no, you hated Sweden and you abandoned New Zealand. And I know this. And then I start pulling logs from the first year of our relationship, because the first year or two of our relationship, all of the fighting was over her not wanting to leave New Zealand and hating Sweden and then having to come to the United States. And there are so many logs of that. There were even logs when she went back to Sweden. She's like, I hate it here. I hate Sweden. It's such a horrible place. And then when we would fight, she'd be like, I can't believe you pulled me away from my dream place of New Zealand. And she's like, well, that's not true. I married you so that we could be together in the United States. I was like, Melina, you were engaged to a guy in New Zealand 2 weeks after you went down there, okay? Everybody thinks that like I cucked her out of Max or whatever. Melina was engaged to another guy. And then she also was dating Max. There's a whole other guy that was involved there. I don't know if he ever gets brought up, by the way, but whatever, run with your assumptions. But yeah, I was like, Melina, you got engaged to this guy immediately so that you could live in New Zealand forever. That's what we always thought about. And she was trying to say that you...
Dude, what the fuck? Why would Destiny be with a girl like this? She was dating some dude while trying to get married so that she could get like a citizenship in New Zealand? Like, what the fuck?
You pulled me away. So like, bro, you never liked Sweden. You're like, this is a new thing that you've decided because now you've got like a new group of friends in Sweden, and now you're going to say that like you've loved Sweden the whole time, and like blah, 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 blah. But that's like, yeah, that was just like one example. It was like 45 minutes of her trying to lie. I would say probably gaslight. I think it's accurate here. She's trying to make me misremember events so that she can manipulate it for her purpose, so that she can like win an argument. But I'm just like, at every point I'm like, well, do you have a log for this? Well, can you show me this? Do you have any proof for this? Because I've got a bunch of stuff that says the opposite. And then we've got a third party in the call, and she's like, well, what do you think about this? Like, shut up, Steven. Don't shut up. Shut the fuck up. And obviously the other third party is like, well, I don't know. Like, Melina, do you have like a log or anything else or whatever? And then Melina's like, I don't want to talk about this anymore. Clearly he's made up his mind. And I'm like, okay. She says it like 50 times. I don't want to talk about this anymore. This is...
Okay, dude. Destiny keeps saying Melina's really smart. She's clearly not very smart. She's just got an ability to manipulate men because they're so pussy hungry. They're just willing to overlook all the stupid, childish, dumb shit she does because they're so pussy hungry.
It's clearly over. And I'm like, okay. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Unreal. Unbelievable shit. The, what was I thinking of, yeah. And then her conversation is like unhinged. She's like, this is why, she's like, you surround yourself with people that just suck up to you all day, and nobody challenges you on anything, and you're emotionally stunted child, and you don't understand how any blah, 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 and like, even Stacy says this about you, even she has said that like you're a horrible person, and she knows that I'm right about everything, but I'm like, no. Good one, Chief. I was like, Jesus. But anyway, that was today. Christ. Why does she need the money? That'll probably never come up because that's just not my place to say, but hopefully the other guy can go get a job and they can work and be happy, and yeah, I explained the best. Is your money safe? Yeah, my shit is fine. Paperwork's already filed with court. Even if it wasn't, even if she wanted to fight for it, which I can't imagine she would. I live in Florida. It's a low cost, or not low cost. It's a short-term marriage, less than 10 years in Florida.
Karbadi barabari yekbishtari, migayataze akari sam. Isha masi mishavad, varbezmesh. Entezerin haim tabligo, ye najdam, yila shakkardam nakonjem tvast. Yernos hamra, avismam fh borki nojhat. Asdarun reg meslem fuzi amal konid.
I don't speak Spanish, but thanks for the donation, Mandalam. Yeah, dude, clearly Melina is not a smart girl. She did not think this through, obviously. She is so desperate for money, she has to ask Destiny for $100,000. And she chooses, like, this time of all times to break up with him. She's stupid. Like, she's a dumb girl. She's only been able to get what she wants out of men because, again, they're so desperate for fucking pussy. Like, that's it. She's not smart. Like, she's manipulative, but she's stupid. And dudes just fall for this horse shit because, again, they're too hungry for fucking pussy.
I went vegan and I had chicken nuggets in my freezer left over. I didn't want to waste it, but I didn't want to eat it either, so I tried to get nutrition by putting it in my ass, but now I have cramps and I sharted it out and I have runny poop and I got to toilet late.
Well, that's too bad. Maybe next time use a butt plug. Thanks for the donation. Need help, please.
Florida's laws are already disfavorable towards short-term marriages. Plus, you hit him with the infidelity thing. Plus, she didn't make any sacrifice to her career. We don't have any joint assets. We don't have any kids. Like, the likelihood of, like, even if she wanted to fight and, like, splurge, like, $50K for a lawyer, there's just not much there. I already called and consulted with 3 different lawyers prior to doing anything to make sure that, like, do you think that, like, blah, blah, blah? And she's like, no, she's still been working. She's earned more money over and over again, but, like, there's no shot, yeah. Yeah, but, damn. Are you still getting paid back for the tax stuff? Despite everybody telling me one thing, I do trust my gut sometimes. The day before we went into therapy, I had like a 15-page document that I'd made to get ready for therapy, to go over everything. But the morning of, I was like, let's go to the bank and get my money back. Because I don't think this is going to help. I was so right on that. Thank God. In Christ. Oh. So I got all my money back.
That's funny.
How's that guy broke? Is a famous TikToker? Don't they at least get high-paying sponsors and brand deals? Maybe, but the problem is he was famous like a year or two ago, and 10-year-olds don't have the most disposable income, so. Yeah, but I think that's all I got for now. I think we're good for now. There's no way you drove to the bank to get your money back for a therapy session? Correct. We walked. What about the meme tick streams in Swedish? I think that he just streamed and he said that like there were lies about the logs that I released. Oh, okay. I'll say this much too, because that came up in the convo today. Because I was curious, like, why are you telling people that I'm lying about things? She's like, because you've been lying about everything. I'm like, okay, both of us have known. It's like standing in an elevator with one other person farting and saying you did it. Like, what do you think I'm lying about? And Melina's argument was that I lied about paying for rent for her other boyfriend that she moved in without telling me. And she wouldn't let me explain anything because she just kept screaming at me. I was like, okay, blah, blah, blah. So technically, Melina is correct in that. And technically, you could say that that's a lie. I didn't actually pay for that apartment. But I'm pretty sure what I even said, I think when I was leaking logs in chat, was I'm talking about the fungibility of money. What I'm saying is that, and I think I might have even said this in chat, is that if
This is why I stay single. I don't need this drama bullshit in my life. Also, pornography is free. Am I right, chat?
Yeah, that is true, based. Thanks for the donation, Kim.
If Melina lives in America for free, and I pay for everything here, and then Melina goes to Sweden and she uses her money to pay for another person to live with her, well, it kind of feels like I'm paying for that guy. That's kind of the feeling that I got because of the fungibility of money. I'm pretty sure I even said that as much in the chat logs, but she was like, you lied about that. Probably to try to make it sound like I lied about everything. Which, yeah. But anyway. Yeah, I think, yeah. I think that's like about, I think that's like all I want to say. Oh, I see meme ticks in chat with somebody. Oh, UML might be watching me right now. How's it going? I'm trying to be as respectful as I can as a human being, okay? It's hard. It's a hard, you said you'd be okay expressing things that are big changes you want in a relationship. Would you still be okay sharing it? No, because it's all like really gay shit. Like every boundary, every new thing that I had is like stuff that's like so embarrassing to enunciate. I don't even know if I would ever say it with a new partner. Like one of the boundaries that I had set was that like, it cannot be that you can never relationship dump or vent every one of our problems onto a mutual friend ever again. That was like one of the new boundaries. It's like, I don't even want to say that. That's embarrassing. I shouldn't even have to say that. It's just like embarrassing to say. I remember like 3 or 4 weeks ago when I was trying to write out like, okay, well, if I continue my relationship with Mel, like what are the boundaries that have to change going forward? And I was trying to like write these things down. There was a friend that I was talking that I spoke with a lot on this. And as we were writing these down, she like slapped me, okay? As I'm like through like boundary 2. She's like, this is like the dumbest shit I've ever seen you write in my entire life. And I was like, and then she's like, write these like you were suggesting to somebody else. And I'm like, okay, you're right. Because yeah, the leeway that I'm giving is like so stupid, but yeah, dumb. Destiny, you said, normally I don't care about money, but after realizing that she had let that jobless loser move in her apartment for free without telling me, I felt really annoyed paying anything for her because I was basically subsidizing this toxic loser. Oh, thanks. True. Okay, I did say that. I shouldn't doubt my original statement. It's true. Okay. My initial worry was that like, initially I thought that I'd fucked everything up way too much on all the relationship stuff and it was all my fault and I fucked it. That felt pretty bad. Then I felt like, well, I feel like I'm losing my partner to like a clearly like manipulative, abusive, toxic person. That felt really bad. And then as I started to reflect more, I'm like, wait a second. I feel like I'm like stuck in like this insanely toxic, one-sided, stupid, crazy, fucking wild show. And then when I started to go through like situation after situation after situation after situation after situation after situation with other friends, I'm like, this is fucking wild. And then past that, I was like, well, hold on. This is retarded. I could do so much better than this. And then that's when I realized, I'm like, because then I take stock in the rest of my life. I take stock in my friendships, my hookups, my everything else. I'm like, everything else is like going so exceedingly well. This is like one source of like insane drama and tension and misery for my life. That at that point, it actually feels fine, I think. Yeah, I can like bounce. Yeah. So I actually feel that when I said over the past like week or two, where I'm like, I feel fine. I wasn't like coping or lying or like trying to mask myself. I legitimately do feel fine because I'm like, past this, person starts screeching as loud as they can.
All right. Well, that is all very interesting. That is a stupid situation.
Got a damn good show. Taylor Swift. This woman's woke, man.
Her boyfriend's woke too.
Woke too. Him in them damn Pfizer commercials.
What did Aaron Rodgers call her boyfriend? Mr. Pfizer. Dude, her boyfriend did a commercial talking about getting a flu shot and a booster shot. The vid shot and the flu shot together.
You did?
I mean, you get those two together, you asking for trouble. Anyway, Taylor Swift came out and said some woke garbage.
So it's always about these feminists. She's a feminist. Man versus woman.
Yeah.
That's what it comes off as, you know.
Yeah.
It's us against the world, against the patriarchy. You know, these men are ruining our lives. They control our destiny. No, I'm a strong woman. I'm a strong woman.
Let's go to the video.
Different vocabulary for men and women in the music industry, right?
Give me an example.
Okay, a man does something, it's strategic. A woman does the same thing, it's calculated. A man is allowed to react, a woman can only overreact.
I think you overreacting again. Wish I could find more of this interview, but that was some...
No, I don't need to see the rest. If it's anything like this, I don't need to see it. Just stupid woke garbage. What'd she say? You see that woman's face? You see the interview?
She's a fucking billionaire.
What the hell are you talking about?
She's a fucking billionaire, and she's like, people say I overreact.
I've been in the entertainment business. Man, what did she say? You know when you hear something the first time, it's like, it don't register. Like, what the Let me look at it one more time. Watch her face.
Different vocabulary for men and women in the music industry, right?
Give me an example.
Okay, a man does something, it's strategic. A woman does the same thing, it's calculated. A man is allowed to react, a woman can only overreact.
Well, you just proved that premise. You definitely overreacted. You a bad look for women. She looks like AI. Don't that video like AI? Yeah, bitch looks perfect. like a damn Barbie doll. Yeah. Look at her. Pull it back up. Look at that. Mr. Fives are having fun with that. I can't wait to these AI.
W donated 225. Do you know about the manga Vagabond? You should try it. It's really good. I do know about Vagabond. It's on my list for mangas to read in the future. I still want to get through Dorohedoro. I'm keeping up with whatchamacall, Chainsaw Man right now, and Berserk, but I want to get into Dorohedoro, finish that first. Thanks for the donation though, W. Dodo donate $2. How crucial is good sleep for longevity and physical and mental health? Pretty damn important. Is Brian Johnson making it seem more important than it is? No. Makes it seem like it's important as good diet. I would say good sleep is probably about as important as good diet. Also, how much sleep do you get daily on average, and is it good quality sleep? Say I probably get around 10-12 hours sleep a day. The meds I'm on right now I think are making me sleep more, and the quality of sleep is pretty good. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
These computers come out, I'm going to be the first one I order. I want the Taylor Swift edition. Yep, I want that AI-looking woman, boy. She look like AI, man.
Okay.
Welcome back to Uncensored. Last week I criticised Elon Musk's decision to allow the massacre-denying conspiracy theorist Alex Jones to return to X, formerly Twitter. Some people weren't happy. They included the influential conservative personality Steven Crowder. This is what he had to say on his show, Louder with Crowder, about me.
This brings us to Piers Morgan's Rules for Me. He hosted Alex Jones on his very own program this year. Piers Morgan doesn't understand what freedom of speech is. Piers Morgan has also hosted Suhail Shaheen, the Taliban spokesperson. Jeez. Wahid Asif Shaita, an Islamist extremist leader. Jeremy Corbyn, the anti-Semitic Labour Party leader. Just Piers, stop it. I'm sorry. Fraud. There we go.
Well, in the spirit of hosting very controversial people on my free...
Yeah, hosting somebody on a social media platform is a fair bit different than hosting somebody on, like, a network television show for a single interview. So, false equivalence. Dutchy donated $2. New Blade game announced. Downside, it's developed by Bethesda. Yeah, I heard about that. I've seen the trailer. I'm assuming they're gonna go for a sort of semi-cell shaded look, if this is sort of a representation of what the game's gonna look like. Could be good. It is going to be made by Bethesda, so who the fuck knows. Thanks for the donation though, Dutchie.
I miss the old Hodge twins before they went political. Their old content where they would respond to their viewers via email and give advice was comedy gold.
Yeah, they're funny. They made really good shit back in the day. Thanks for the donation, Come. Dodo $20. You should do a bunch of chronological age tests. Want to see what you score. You have good diet, good exercise, good sleep, avoid sun. What do you think your age score would be for like VO2 max? Cardiovascular, blood test, eye health. I have no idea. Right now my VO2 max wouldn't be pretty high because I'm not doing as much cardio as I do in the summer, but those tests don't tell you anything about your age. They just tell you about your physical fitness. Thanks for that donation, Dodo. Pussy Plosion donated $2. Let me see.
What could we do to get you to go away?
Stop inviting me to your gigs.
So no Dancing with the Stars?
No.
No RuPaul's Drag Race?
I haven't got that invite yet. I'd love to go read a
The lesson is to stop inviting you places.
But you can't. Because people want the content.
What could we do to get
I don't know what that is, but thanks for the donation.
Speech platform. I'm now joined by Stephen Crowder, who can call me a free speech hypocrite to my face. Mr. Crowder, good day to you. How are you?
Well, thank you, Piers. Merry Christmas. And let me say off the bat, I do actually appreciate about you. Your audience may not know how rare this is, that you do these interviews live, you don't chop them up, you actually have a discussion, and I've been advocating for that my whole life. So really, I appreciate it. Those are steps in the right direction.
Well, they are. And to be honest with you, the debate about what constitutes free speech and whether there should be limits and if there should be, what they are, I think is really interesting. And a lot of people have strong opinions about this. And I'm perfectly happy to be proven wrong, or to at least have a debate with someone who's got strong views that don't necessarily tally with mine. So I welcome you to the programme. Let's start with your assessment that I'm a free speech hypocrite. So articulate to me why you believe that.
I believe the word I used there was fraud.
You earlier used hypocrite.
Did I earlier? Okay, I don't remember saying it, but I'll take your word for it. And to some degree, I believe it. Look, I think that in hosting a show uncensored, and I can't see you, but I know you put up the very festive holly leaf on the globe there. It is incumbent upon you. You will say, I believe in the concept of free speech. Now, I'll be very clear in my definition of free speech. It's the constitutional definition of freedom of speech. All speech is permissible outside of a crime. And we have very clear parameters, and these have been affirmed by the Supreme Court, as to what that is. That's a proactive call for violence. The crime is not the speech. The crime is the action causing violence on purpose. Outside of that, everything is permissible. But for a show uncensored,
like, there's different ways to interpret that. If somebody were to, say, make up lies about somebody, talking about how, I don't know, their children didn't actually die, they're spies working for an evil, corrupt government, and they're trying to destroy America and your way of life. Do you think that might, in some roundabout way, be a call for violence, and any reasonable person who actually ended up believing in that would be justified in committing violence against somebody who's, again, lying about their children dying? They're actually some sort of spy working for a corrupt shadow government, and they're trying to take all your rights and basically make you live as some sort of government slave with no rights. Like, again, if that were actually true, committing violence against that person would probably be justified. How is that not a call for violence?
and I know that you said there's a difference between across the pond there, and obviously in the United States, we have a First Amendment that you don't. How would you define freedom of speech.
Well,
What
I
is
don't
permissible?
think. See, I don't think we're as far apart as you think. I mean, you talk about the First Amendment not protecting, for example, crime. It's a little bit more complicated. For example, it doesn't protect you if you deliberately defame somebody. And my argument about Alex Jones in particular was that he's just been punished with over $1 billion fine in one of the biggest defamation cases in modern American history for deliberately telling lies about the families of the poor victims of the Sandy Hook massacre over a sustained period of time, which led to them getting direct harassment and other criminal activity. So I was
Stephen
joining all the
Crowder's
dots
such
there
an
of his
obnoxious
particular
twat.
situation, and I concurred with Elon Musk's original view when he was asked about it when he first bought Twitter last year, which was he was not going to allow him back on. He's now changed his mind, but my opinion was based on the Constitution of the United States not protecting you if you are guilty of defamation.
Well, okay, so I'm going to have to take the rounds out of that magazine from how loaded that question was and so much misinformation there. And that's the beauty of the freedom of speech. You can say that, you can speak misinformation, and you have the right to, for example, saying...
Like, Crowder doesn't really seem to understand what free speech is because Twitter, YouTube, any social media platform doesn't have a legal requirement to allow you to speak on their platforms. Free speech is only protects your ability, like, to actually speak, not where you speak on somebody else's fucking platform. Like, a newspaper doesn't have to publish an article that you submitted. It's just that the government can't, and others can't stop you from speaking freely. No one's required to actually allow you to speak on a privately owned platform that they control. So like a newspaper or Twitter. So Twitter or any other platform choosing not to host Alex Jones, that's not really a free speech issue. Watermelon donators hope she is a carnist. Let me see. Yeah, that's pretty good. That looks like it would probably hurt. That looked pretty hard. Thanks for the donation, Watermelon.
He knowingly lied. Look, I'm not in the business of defending everything that Alex Jones...
He knowingly lied. They were able to prove that in court.
Everything that Alex Jones has said, okay? But if you're going to say the 22 minutes out of 8,000 hours of broadcast time for which he apologized, acknowledged that he was wrong, constitutes what you are saying is proactively lying, that is...
Yeah, let's see. He acknowledged he was wrong. How many years after he lied about the fucking families? And after they were harassed and attacked by a sycophantic fan base?
Is a very dangerous
No, but he
precedent.
did.
And it's not
hang
accurate.
on, Stephen.
It's
listen.
not accurate.
Stephen, he did deliberately lie for a sustained period of time, for years, about these families. He knew Sandy
Tell me how he
Hook.
deliberately lied.
He knew that.
Tell me how he deliberately lied.
He deliberately lied, and he was found to have
Tell
deliberately
me how he
lied.
deliberately lied.
And by the way, in his defense, he
Tell
tried.
me how he deliberately lied, please.
In his defense, he tried to play the First Amendment card, and it was rejected by the judge. Rejected.
Tell me how he deliberately lied, please.
Because he knew that it was...
What do you mean? He knew that the families were, in fact, real. Like, they were able to prove this with text message conversations.
Wasn't a hoax. He knew the massacre had happened.
Incorrect.
Let's listen to what he said.
That's incorrect.
Let's play what he said.
Hook, it's got inside job written all over it. Sandy Hook is a synthetic, completely fake, with actors, in my view, manufactured. I couldn't believe it at first. People just instinctively know that there's a lot of fraud going on. But it took me about a year with Sandy Hook to come to grips with the fact that the whole thing was fake.
Whole thing was fake. Repeatedly. That's a series of different shows he did.
You still haven't answered. You still haven't answered. That doesn't prove that he knowingly lied. Anything.
but
Look, Alex Jones is wrong about a lot.
You're a very
Alex
smart.
Jones is wrong about a lot.
Stephen, you and I disagree.
But he's also
Stephen,
he 100%
you and I disagree. Hang on.
believed it, and
I'm
then
going to respond to you.
wrong.
You and I disagree about many things. We agree about many too, right? But on this point, you're a very smart guy. I wouldn't question that for a moment. You and I both know Alex Jones knew that was not faked Sandy Hook. You and I both know that.
So I have to spit the words out that you just tried to place in my mouth. I do not know that. I don't agree with the premise, and you have yet to prove it. Here's the beauty, though.
I don't have to prove it.
Even if you were
The
to
court
commit
proved
defamation, even if no, it didn't, and even
It did.
assuming
It
that
found
you
him
don't
guilty
discuss
of
the cap-
defamation.
You seen this, buddy?
My God.
This guy is about to die from clogged arteries.
Let me take a look.
I did a video on how to, which all of you are aware of. I'm not saying you should try the carnivore diet or you shouldn't try the last 2 months since I've been on the carnivore diet. And then at the end of the video, I'll show you whether it works or not. I don't have a picture of every single meal. Also, talking about here, and I don't smoke journey.
So he was fat, and he showed a picture of his body, and he didn't show a picture of himself because he didn't really lose any weight. That guy's a dumbass. Well, thanks for the donation, Z.
with your audience, and I'm going to continue speaking as though we're having a dialogue, even assuming that you don't discuss the caps that he would never pay out, the far lower settlement that they have decided they would allow, considering this will go to a superior court and will get thrown out, even if you allow all of those things. Here's the beauty of the First Amendment. Here's the beauty of the First Amendment. Even if you at one point commit defamation, you still don't forfeit your right to speak going forward. You don't lose a fundamental human right.
Look at these hecking catos, you son of a bitch.
Let me take a look. Whoa. It's a very interesting heckin' cat.
Everybody say meow. Yeah. Everybody say ho. Yeah. Ooh.
That's a good cat. That is also a nice cat. Thanks for the donation, Oat Goat. Fleshy Orb donated $2. Is it vegan to eat this? I want to eat this, or at least put it inside me. What the hell is that? Is that a hamster? Oh, it's a fucked up cattle fetus. Okay, that's bizarre. I guess. Thanks for the donation, Fleshy Orb. Gay donate $2. The sun heals your liver. Let me see.
So when we say not getting enough sun, most people know that vitamin D is required for hormone synthesis and nutrient metabolism. But what's more significant is not only the physical appearance, your skin health, the cellular turnover. It removes excess nutrients from the liver. So
It does not do that.
a lot of the vitamins and minerals in our diet are needed to heal the skin. And when we're not in nature every year getting many, many days of sun exposure, those vitamins can build up in our tissues.
That is not true.
And it kind of inhibits our function because we don't have an efficient way to get rid of them outside of using them to heal tissue.
That is not true. Yeah, we've already seen the short. Thanks for the donation, Gay.
And that's not why he was banned from. That's not why he was banned from Twitter.
I
You know that.
He was banned from Twitter. He was banned from Twitter for having a pop at some guy from CNN. I don't care about that. I'm more interested in why Elon Musk tweeted when he bought Twitter and was asked, will you bring back Alex Jones? He said, no, I won't allow somebody back on, having gone through the pain himself of a child dying in his own arms, one of his children. He wasn't going to allow someone who profited from the pain of dead children to be back on the platform. He then changed his mind, which he's allowed to do. He owns the platform. X is a private company owned by Elon Musk. He can do what he likes with it. But they also have a series of rules which are available on their website, which you can check about what is allowed and not allowed. And they will deplatform you if you transgress those rules. And my point to you is that the situation with Alex Jones is that he was found guilty in an American court of defamation. And yes, it's entirely down to Elon Musk that he can bring him back. But I agree with the first version of Elon Musk's decision-making, not the second one based on a completely undemocratic poll he put on his own Twitter feed.
Well, I agree with you that it shouldn't be left to a democratic poll because the First Amendment is not subject to a vote.
Right.
This isn't a First Amendment issue. Twitter is not the U.S. government.
Right, but you accept the First Amendment of the US Constitution has a number of things which are excluded from protection, whether it's child pornography, fraud, defamation. There's a whole list of things which you'll simply...
But that is not...
This isn't a First Amendment issue. Twitter has no legal responsibility to allow you to tweet on their platform. So why is, like, they're both being stupid right now. They don't understand what the First Amendment is.
That has nothing to do with speech.
No, but you're conflating
Piers.
But I think you've mischaracterized what I said then, because I've never said he hasn't got a right to say what he wants. He can say what he likes. I believe fundamentally in anyone's right to say whatever they want. The question is accountability. And the US Constitution, which you don't think I know anything about, but actually I know a lot about. And I'm a huge...
I didn't say you don't know anything about it. I really don't believe that. I know that you have studied it.
In another clip from that same show you did, you basically said, I don't know much about the US Constitution because I'm not American. And that's fine. But I have lived and worked in America for 20 years. I have tried to really get a handle on the US Constitution. And on the issue of the First Amendment, it is a complicated thing. It's not as simple as saying you can say whatever you want. Well, it is, because it doesn't allow the unfettered free speech but with protection that you're suggesting it does.
It absolutely does.
It doesn't.
It absolutely does, barring, would you like me to explain, barring what I've already outlined?
One Punch Guy donated $2. What the hell is body part? It's just, is this just a calf cramp or something? Okay, great. That's amazing. Thanks for the donation.
Actual criminal behavior calling for violence against other people. For example, Piers, look,
but
you know that
defamation.
you have been, and I'm saying this in your defense. For example, you made your joke about being a two-spirited penguin, right? I thought it was cute. I think it was funny, and I understand the point that you were trying to make. Okay, you have had people accuse you of creating violence against trans. You know that, and we know it's absurd. So who defines what is actually calling for violence, or if you
but here's
basically in a roundabout way maybe causing violence? No, unless you called for violence.
No, but you keep saying that
you were a two-spirited
penguin. But you keep saying that your only barrier on free speech is crime.
Yes.
And I keep reminding you that Alex Jones was found guilty of defamation, and that is one of the things that's not protected by the First Amendment.
No. It's not protected in you can have civil damages, and your First Amendment rights don't cease to exist. In other words, you can pay. You can pay the piper for what you have done in that individual instance. So if someone at some point, if someone accuses you of defamation, and let's say has a suit levied against you that actually, by God, is successful. Let's say that, does that forbid you from speaking publicly thereafter?
No,
you don't lose it. It's a fundamental human right.
Not at all. But it does allow, I'm exercising my rights to free speech to say I think he shouldn't be allowed back on X, which was the position.
By the way, there is such thing as criminal libel, so just because there was only a civil suit, that doesn't mean he's not guilty of criminal libel.
Of the owner of X until last week. So my point is that Elon Musk has made two judgment calls about this. One I agreed with and one I didn't. And I'm exercising my free speech rights to say I don't agree with it.
You are. And I completely support your right to that. The problem is Elon Musk changed his mind in the face of new information. And if we want to have productive dialogues, we need to, you know what? This is one thing I often ask. And by the way, I think that none of this is a gotcha for Twitter clicks. I hope to God it's not. How often, when you were on CNN, Or how often, when you were on your morning show there in the UK? Or how often do you see on any news network someone say, you know what? New information came out and I was wrong. And I say that because you've done it and I appreciate it. You said, you know what? If I knew what I know now about the COVID vaccine, specifically that if you get the COVID vaccine, you cannot transmit it. If I knew that that was incorrect, I wouldn't have espoused the views that I did. I think that's a beautiful thing. And I think the problem that we have in today's society is not wanting to allow people to be wrong, to make mistakes. In the realm of comedy, look, good jokes and bad jokes come from the same place. Sometimes you have to risk something and it's not funny.
Yeah, I agree
Sometimes
with you
have to
about all
express
that.
an opinion.
Yeah, but I agree with you about all that.
Sure.
I agree with that. I tell you, that's really the bedrock of this show. But I come back again to why I had a particular issue with the Alex Jones thing, is that unlike the other circumstances you're describing, in his case, he was found guilty of a serious defamation against the Sandy Hook families. He was fined over $1 billion. So far, he's not paid a dime of that money. And, you know, Elon Musk has made 2 calls on him. Like I said, the first one I agreed with. I don't think that people like Alex Jones should be allowed an unchallenged, unfettered public platform to spew lies which are done deliberately, in my estimation, to spew lies.
Unchallenged?
Are
you out of your tree, sir?
He's
Have you been on
unchallenged.
X? It's a cesspool.
No.
Where anyone can say anything they
People
like.
can reply to him, but no one can have a direct challenge to Alex Jones, like I did when he came on my show.
Of course they can.
Look, like you picked out, for example, that he came on my show, Jeremy Corbyn, Taliban spokesman, and so on. Yes, because in each of those cases, I put them through the mincer, right? And I'm prepared to have them on to give them a hard time and challenge them. You might agree or disagree with that, but they're all pretty volatile interviews. But I was able to challenge what I perceive to be their untruths, right? I'll show you a clip of the Corbyn one to show you what I mean. Have a look at this.
You seem to be over-concerned with
anti-Semitism.
No, I did not.
I am. Should Hamas stay in power? It's actually
you done yet?
It's actually a critical question.
Are you done yet?
It's a critical question.
Are you done yet?
No, it's the question.
Are you done yet?
Should they stay in power?
Are you done yet?
This country says they're a terror group. Do you agree? And should they stay in power?
Listen, I do not approve, support, or welcome Hamas.
Are you prepared to call Hamas a terror group?
Is it possible to have a rational discussion with you? Is it possible? Come on, answer that question.
You can't, can you?
You answer it.
No, it's my show. You answer my question. Now, the point of playing that clip, other than to entertain you, as I'm sure it did, is that, yes...
I hate that clip. I hate everything about that clip.
Why do you hate it?
I hate it because I don't like Jeremy Corbyn, but I think he's a bombastic prick, but I also think that you should have let him finish speaking. Why? Because then he would express bad ideas. That's why I support freedom of speech.
But actually, in the end, I could tell very quickly he was never going to give an answer, and therefore we were in a game of cat and mouse, which went on so long that the viewer was left in no uncertain terms what his answer actually was. Because otherwise you just say Hamas are a terror group. It's not difficult. And in fact, 2 days later, he admitted Hamas are a terror group. That was his position. But only after I shamed him into doing it. So look, here's my question for you.
So that's it. So you want to shame people into agreeing with you?
No,
I would rather just let them speak if they have bad ideas.
Not at all. I want to shame them into giving an honest opinion. What I will really lose my rag about, and I'm sure you must be the same, when people just obfuscate and don't give a straight answer to a straight, simple question, then I will go after them. If they give an honest answer, even if I don't agree with it, I respect that. And in fact, I think people who watch my show regularly will see that is my position, whether I agree with them or not. I have lots of people on I don't really agree with. But I find the ones that I have respect for are the ones who give a straight answer to a straight question. So let me ask you a straight question. Let me ask you a straight question.
Sure.
David Duke, the former KKK leader, he's banned from Twitter. Elon Musk hasn't brought him back. Right. Should he be allowed to be back on X?
Throw that at me. Really? You just say, I want to ask someone a straight question. You have me here. I'm basically a specter. I don't appear on any... You want to ask me about David Duke?
Yes. Because he's banned from Twitter.
Should David Duke be allowed back on X?
Yes.
I'm not as familiar with David Duke as I am with Alex, which is why I was able to point out that you cannot prove that he knowingly lied about anything.
No.
If David Duke has called for the violence... Look, if David Duke has called for the violence, actions of violence against minority groups, then no. If David Duke has espoused horrible points of view that can be refuted, by the way, not only by other people who are on X, but by the community notes on X, and on a platform where people are free to speak on both sides of the aisle, then yes. It doesn't mean that I think he's anything other than a racist prick.
So I'm trying to work out whether
Can I make one point?
Yeah.
Can I make one point that I think is very, this is really, and hopefully we can agree on this, because I actually disagree with you that Elon Musk can do whatever he wants with his own platform. It comes down to this. I think, and if you look at the historical record, I think it is far more dangerous for society to engage in a culture of censorship, of viewpoint discrimination, than it is to allow people to speak freely, barring the committing of violent crimes. I think
Like, this isn't a censorship issue. No one is getting their free speech taken away from them because they can't post on Twitter. So, if these private platforms don't have an interest in allowing some jackass to spread misinformation or hate speech or anything they don't like, then they don't have to. Like Crowder, he has his own mug club thing, and he has his own like forums. Like, he will ban people for saying certain things in his fucking mug club thing. He'll ban people for saying shit that he doesn't like on his own fucking website. Like, that's not a free speech issue. You're the one who owns the fucking platform.
think that we see a far worse dystopia in our future if we allow the government and these big tech platforms to determine who can speak and who cannot. And we've seen some very clear examples of this. If you give me 30 seconds, let me lay this out for you. For example, I don't think they have the right to, for example, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Here's why. They benefit from Section 230. Now, I know you have a lot of fans in the UK. They may not be familiar with this. Let me explain what it means. They're basically treated like public utilities, meaning that they have immunity from liability for someone saying something on their platform. For example, AT&T here in the States can't ban you from their phone service because your racist Aunt Tilly drops an N-bomb after a few drinks at Thanksgiving.
That is a public utility, you fucking idiot. Twitter is not a public utility.
They're a public utility. These big tech platforms are treated as platforms where they are not legally liable for what is permitted, but that allows them to engage in viewpoint discrimination. And then there is no accountability. For example, the Hunter Biden laptop story, which we know, and this is why I make all references publicly available, because I want to be held to account, and I will be held to account, would have changed the election if the government was not, and when I say colluding, I mean Joe Biden, Jen Psaki, Kamala Harris, Karen Jean-Pierre, calling for the removal of Joe Rogan from Spotify, calling for the removal of vaccine scientists, by the way, of mRNA vaccine scientists from public platforms. If all information was allowed to be transmitted freely, like the platforms, as they are treated under our legal precedent here and Section 230, guess what? Donald Trump would be president. I'm saying this as a matter of record and fact. Millions of people would not have gotten the mRNA vaccine, specifically men under 30, and lockdowns would have lasted days, weeks, not years. That is irrefutable, but you had the government and these platforms deciding which views were allowed and which views weren't. And I don't think I should be allowed, you should be allowed, and certainly not the government colluding with 5 companies who control over 90% of the information in the digital.
Like, this doesn't make any fucking sense. He's saying the government shouldn't be able to promote the information they want to promote? Like, what? I don't even understand what he's trying to argue.
Sphere. It is terrifying to me.
You know
so you
what?
may think I'm an absolutist. I think I'm reasonable.
No, I don't. I actually don't think that's unreasonable at all. In fact, I have written numerous columns about the
Like, by the way, he's wrong about the COVID bullshit. He's like trying to say that men under 30 shouldn't have gotten vaccinated. That's total bullshit. He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Outrage of the New York Post having that initial expose of Hunter Biden's laptop censored by Twitter, as it was then, for 2 weeks right before the 2020 election. You know, I've said to Donald Trump to his face, never mind the stolen election bullshit you keep trying to pretend happened. I said, focus on that, because that probably swung the election, because it stopped the media investigating properly what was going on with Hunter Biden in Ukraine and what his father's involvement would be. I think that could have swung the election. So I absolutely agree with you.
Let me give you a funny story about it. And not only could it would have, according to Dr. Epstein. Do you realize? Now, I'm a comedian, right? This show, that's why I appreciate you said, hey, you got to chuckle from our segment. Some of it is tongue in cheek. And I appreciate that you recognize that and not try and use, you acknowledge that it's a joke, whether it's funny or not. So as a comedian, the host of a comedy show, Rudy Giuliani was on this show. And the first time the public ever saw Hunter Biden's laptop was on this show. He brought it up. He goes, I have the laptop here. The FBI came, they searched my offices. They took everything but the laptop. I go, wait. Is that the Hunter Biden laptop? He said, yes. Episode is banned. Suspended from YouTube. Think about that. Think about how terrifying that is. It was an accident.
It's wrong. It's wrong. Let me ask you, though. Yesterday on your show, you appeared wearing a T-shirt saying Alex Jones was right, changed my mind. So my question is, what was he right about?
Oh, gosh. How much time do you have?
Well, are you talking about Sandy Hook?
No, I'm not talking about Sandy Hook. He said he was wrong about Sandy Hook.
Right.
He apologized for Sandy Hook.
When he was sued, he said he was
Eventually, but I'm saying obviously the shirt wouldn't be addressing that. If it's he says I was wrong, it would be awfully daft to
But what are you
right
alluding to then?
I'm alluding to, for crying out loud, if you talk about intelligence agencies spying on Americans, if you talk about what we've done with South American countries, as allowing the spread of STDs, for which Hillary Clinton apologized for, if you talk about nation building, where there have been underhanded deals with nations who don't have our best interests at heart, it's, take your pick. I don't believe that, for example, George W. Bush was next to the Twin Towers with an Acme plunger. No, I'm not that kind of a conspiracy theorist. But when Alex Jones said, look, you are going to be corralled into social media ghettos and lose your right to speak, he was right. He's right about a lot. And I will say that
the First Amendment does not protect your ability to post on Twitter. Why do they keep bringing up the First fucking Amendment?
he's been wrong about plenty. I am not here to defend everything that Alex Jones has ever said. I'm willing to defend everything that I have said on my program. But that man is exactly who you would expect him to be. He's a friend of mine. And when everyone else tucked tail and they ran, I'm not going to do that. I'll tell him he's wrong. I'll tell you where I think he's wrong. But that man has a right to speak, just like I believe you have the right to speak. And Piers, if you think they're not going to come for you, oh my word, do you have another thing coming? And I hope that you don't. I genuinely hope that you don't. Well, I've had people say that I was a hate speaker because I said soccer was gay. I do. I think so.
You think soccer's gay?
Homosexual, yes.
You know what? That's a whole nother...
Okay, well, this interview was fucking retarded. Both of them were being fucking retarded.
Well, welcome back to Uncensored. I'm joined now by Sam Harris, one of the world's great thinkers. Sam, I know you were listening to that debate I just had about free speech. Where do you sit on that? And in particular, Elon Musk's reversal of his decision to keep Alex Jones off the platform X?
Well, I think we're pretty confused on this particular point. I think much that is said about free speech, especially in America, doesn't really have to do with free speech when you're talking about these platforms. I mean, for instance, these platforms have to be moderated. It's never a question. It's never been a question of anything like quote free speech absolutism on these platforms. If they're not moderated, if you're not cleaning up some of the toxicity, X or Facebook or any of these other mainstream platforms would be like 4chan or 8chan, right? I mean, it would just be a completely sociopathic free-for-all. Nobody wants that. Nobody would tolerate that. Certainly advertisers wouldn't spend any money to be next to that. So, as much as people call him a free speech absolutist, and he even calls himself that, that's never been in the cards. And he's banned people, as you know, for a wide variety of idiosyncratic reasons. And then he's brought Alex Jones back, saying that he would never do that. I think it's a mistake. I think Alex Jones is a genuinely bad actor. I think he monetized the misery of the Sandy Hook parents in a way that's truly unconscionable and unforgivable. And while he says he's apologized, he hasn't quite apologized for that, at least not in my hearing.
No.
So he's I think once you admit that these.
Can you watch this and tell me what you think?
Debate with pro-Palestinian author and activist Mika Peled and pro-Israeli.
Maybe later. Thanks for the donation, Waffle Detector.
even these public companies are platforms that are not analogous to the public square, right? They have to. You can't simply use the First Amendment in the U.S. and say anything that's legal can be said here, right? Because then it becomes a business that is guaranteed to fail. So they're businesses, right? And I think
I also think that the hearing Stephen Crowder try to say that, well, for all we know, you implied Alex Jones would have believed that Sandy Hook was fake. Nobody thinks that. Alex Jones knew it wasn't staged. Stephen Crowder knows that Alex Jones knew it wasn't staged. We all do. He deliberately flew with that conspiracy theory to generate vast amounts of wealth for himself. I mean, several $100 million came off the back purely of the reaction to that conspiracy theory. That's why he did it. So there's a disingenuousness at the heart of that, of people who defend him over whether he believed it or not. No one with a brain thinks he believed it.
Yeah. Well, even if you're agnostic as to what he believed, the effects of his actions were so intolerable. I mean, there are Sandy Hook parents that have moved 10 times since he went berserk in their direction, right? And he knew his fans very early on. He knew what the consequences of his actions were, whatever he believed.
Yeah, they were being harassed in the street. One poor man said at one of the cases that his son's grave had been urinated on as a direct result of what Alex Jones was saying on air. And that just made me want to cry, actually. It was just horrific. Let's turn to why you actually came on tonight. We had an interesting debate last night involving several people. One was Mossab Hassam Youssef. He's the son of one of the Hamas co-founders who then renounced Hamas and moved away. And he said this about what's going on at the moment in the Israel-Gaza war. Let's take a listen.
Any person who put the religious identity above the highest interest of humanity, I have no respect for this people. The majority of the Muslim people identified with Hamas, supported Hamas. Show me how many Muslims out there who condemned Hamas genocide.
What was interesting about that is that he was really suggesting that the motivating factor behind what Hamas did and why people are supporting them in such big numbers in the Muslim community is because they're Muslims. It's religion driven. Now, you're an atheist, but what do you think of that, of this idea that it's actually really about religion?
Well, I'm going to agree with him. I think it's interesting to note that many of your listeners will doubt my ability to make the statements of the sort I'm now going to make, but they can't doubt that of him, right? I mean, he obviously knows whereof he speaks, right? You can't play the identity politics game with him and say that, he doesn't understand the culture, he's the wrong skin color, he doesn't speak the language, et cetera, et cetera. So let's let's flag that particular qualm with what I'm going to say. What I'm going to say is it should just be obvious to everyone, which is that we have a vast number of people in the Muslim community worldwide, not just in the occupied territories or in Gaza, who are powerfully deranged by religious symbols and their religious identity, which is to say it is the most important thing to them, but more important even than the deaths of their own children, right? We're talking about a culture, again, I'm not talking about just Palestinians, I'm talking about the Muslim community worldwide in dozens of countries that has produced a seemingly unending supply of suicide bombers over the last 50 years, right? We're talking about societies where phenomenon that should be impossible are simply to be expected. I mean, literally like rigging children to explode. Just that, I mean, think of how deranging that is for an army or a police force or an NGO or anyone to have to imagine that a child isn't simply a child, but a child might, in fact, under certain circumstances, be a bomb, right? I mean, that is the situation we're in. We're talking about a society, and now I'm talking about the Gaza and the West Bank in particular, where in their schools, they teach 6-year-olds the love of martyrdom, the literal aspiration to die as a martyr, and the hatred of Jews. And many of these schools are UN funded, right? So this is a terrifying situation which the world has simply acquiesced to. I mean, the world on some level has simply accepted that there is a different standard held to the Muslim community, right? We all understand that You can stage a play making fun of Mormonism on Broadway, and it can become the biggest musical in the United States, the Book of Mormon. But to stage such a play about Islam would be unthinkable, and to be unthinkable not because the First Amendment doesn't protect the freedom of speech with respect to Islam, it does, but that protection has been forfeited. It was forfeited long ago because of the tendency in the Muslim community to erupt with just psychopathic rage in response to what it perceives to be the desecration of religious symbols. And that should be intolerable to us. But it's, we have acquiesced to it. And the new norm is there are certain things you can't say about Islam. There are certain symbols you can't traduce. And it's because we know that tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands of people will march into the streets, even in the capitals of Europe, in response to those blasphemies.
Could you flip the argument the other way too? Some people would say that the scale, the disproportionate, as many see it, scale of Israel's response is motivated in some part, again, by a religious motivation, that some of the more hardline, ultra-religious members of Netanyahu's cabinet really do want to have some kind of genocidal war with the Muslim Palestinians. I mean, does it work both ways?
What's your general opinion of Sam Harris? His books are what made me atheist. Also, The Moral Landscape is such an amazing book. What do you think of his work in Free Will Being an Illusion? Sam is a blue belt in BJJ. Sam Harris versus Frank in the Cage.
I think Sam Harris is largely an idiot. He has quite a lot of stupid ideas. Moral realism is probably his dumbest idea, and he's lost so many debates on moral realism, it's not even funny, and he's still too stupid to understand why he lost those debates. He's fucking clueless. So, yeah, he's also a massive hypocrite. Like, he calls himself a moral philosopher, and then he says he can't be vegan because tofu isn't as healthy as steak. Like, this is a lot of stupid shit. He's based on things like Islam. A lot of his atheist takes are good, but I think just he's not a particularly smart guy. Thanks for the donation, Dick on the Moon.
Well, it does work both ways when you're talking about a tiny minority of Jews in Israel. I mean, the ultra-Orthodox, the settlers the minority of settlers who are motivated by their religious fanaticism. Yeah, I think those religious claims upon real estate in the Middle East are not justified, and they aren't, in fact, part of the problem. And so, yes, the settlements in the West Bank are certainly provocative. And they should be disallowed, right? If we were ever going to get to a two-state solution, part of the remedy there is to disenfranchise the religious maniacs on the Israeli side. But in terms of the scale of the problem, it is orders of magnitude smaller. I mean, not just for that particular region, but for the whole world. I mean, we're talking, there are 15 million Jews on Earth. Most of them are impressively secular. Most believe very little that would motivate a person to want to die for their religious identity. The real justification.
Yeah, I just on that, I would just say, I just wonder whether you think that what is going on now in Gaza, the kind of obliteration of a lot of Gaza, the mass killing of civilians and so on, which Israel will justify by saying they're trying to get rid of a terror group. I understand the thinking, but the execution has been so increasingly indiscriminate that is there not a danger that it actually massively increases the radicalization problem rather than remove it?
Well, there's two pieces to that answer. One is that the real problem of radicalization, I would say, is not connected in any kind of rational way to real world grievances, right? I mean, so the real problem of radicalization is the level of ideas, right? Ideas around martyrdom and jihad that easily cross borders, and as we saw with the Islamic State, can easily win recruits from 100 countries. I mean, so you literally have people who have no discernible grievance against anyone. I mean, you have somebody dropping out of medical school in London going to fight with the Islamic State purely on the power of certain ideas, right? So that's a larger problem of jihadism and specific religious beliefs that are endemic to Islam, and that it is taboo to criticize. If you're certainly if you're a Muslim, you certainly risk your life and with charges of apostasy and blasphemy if you criticize these ideas. But specifically with Gaza, I mean, the killing of innocents in Gaza is an absolute tragedy, and it's very easy to understand why people seeing that imagery think that Israel is in the wrong for producing so many casualties. But they are fighting a terrorist organization, a jihadist organization, that is using its own civilian population as human shields. It has strategically embedded itself among civilians. It wears civilian clothing, right? It put its headquarters under a hospital. It prevents civilians from leaving to safer areas because it wants to produce carnage, because carnage is an advantage in this PR war against Israel. And frankly, these people sincerely believe in paradise. They think that good Muslims are going to go to paradise wherever they die, however they die. And so there is in fact no problem with this carnage, right? And that's the thing that is very difficult for secular people to get their heads around, that people actually believe these things. When members of Hamas chant, "We love death more than the Jews love life," that is a sincere expression of their worldview, right? It's not propaganda, it's not posturing. It is a confession of a psychological state of mind and of a worldview. And we doubt that at our peril, right? I mean, this is the issue. We're dealing with a suicidal death cult that doesn't care about its own civilian casualties. In
Right.
fact, its own civilian casualties are an additional advantage for it.
Sam Harris, great to talk to you again. I really appreciate you coming on and speaking with such
Thank you,
clarity
Piers.
about a complex issue. Thank you very much.
Activist Joseph Cohen also founded the Israeli advocacy movement. So I'm going to jump straight into it, and I'm going to start with you, Mikhail. I'm going to start, hopefully, as much as I can, start from the beginning and then go from there, and then we can really see how constructive this conversation can be. I know this really isn't the beginning, but we'll try. So on October the 7th, can we agree that Hamas did that and it should be condemned?
Well, on October the 7th, Palestinian fighters from the Gaza Strip came out and, engaged in acts of resistance. And so I don't think there's any room to condemn people who resist oppression, occupation, and apartheid. I think if there's anything to condemn...
That is such a retarded position, like, especially considering the only reason there's a blockade around Gaza is because Hamas started firing rockets. So calling it an apartheid when, the apartheid started because, well, you fucking people started firing rockets, it's not really so much of an apartheid, is it?
It's to condemn the apartheid state, the brutal savagery that Israel has been inflicting on Palestinians for 75 years, and the fact that it brought the state of Israel and the Zionist movement brought the situation to a place...
I'm not watching. This is fucking retarded. Who cares? Like, this is like watching a fucking person with Down syndrome argue why they should only eat nothing but cake. Like, I don't care. Who the fuck cares what a retard thinks? I think I'm gonna end the stream early. I'm really not feeling well tonight. So yeah, I'm just gonna get some rest and relax. But hope you guys had fun. Big thanks to everybody who donated on Streamlabs. Really appreciate it. Should see you all tomorrow night around the same time, so see you all then. Sweet dreams.